Hello, everybody. Ooh, my computer seems to be struggling today. Hi, happy Saturday. Yeah, don't make me launch Tailspire. We might just crash the whole damn stream. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening. We are Hard Knock Dice. These beautiful people around me. I said that out of order this time, and now it's going to throw me off for the rest of the session. These beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Are your best friends and my heroes for the evening, and today we're going to be playing across Eberron. Before we hop into that, it's already in the chat, the link. We're raising money for Extra Life. I'm also hitting my mic. We're raising money for Extra Life, so please go click on that link. We specifically are raising money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, so go do the lawful nice thing. Open your heart wallets to a really great cause. I think I hit all of the sayings, but go do that. Click on that link, donate some money, save kids. So, Mike deserves it. Anyways, so do we have any announcements? Anything? I don't think so, right?
Any more birthdays?
Oh, yeah, I don't think any more birthdays, but we do have something actually. An official
Wiggles. Yeah.
start date.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. On October the 4th, the first Wednesday of October, we're going to be starting our Whispers in the Dust campaign, our Fantasy West campaign ran by our very own Brune / Ian. So get hyped for that. Yeah, that'll be coming to you Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So drop a follow and get hyped for that. Gandelbrune. Yes, Gandelbrunian. Yeah. We'll keep taking all of your names and characters.
I prefer God.
Oh, okay. Well, today...
Or Cowboy God.
Oh, Cowboy God. So yeah, go check that out on October 4th. We're gonna have a rootin', tootin', shooting good time. Yeah, it's gonna be hella fun. I'm hella excited. We're playing some interesting characters, I think, all around. We're doing our session 0 soon, but I've already heard a lot, so I'm excited. I get to play again. So super excited about that. And I get to play with some of these wonderful people. So yeah, October 4th, Whispers in the Dust campaign. Go check it out. Is that it? All right, in that case, last we left off. Our heroes, deep within the Mournlands, sent here by a bastard of an old friend, one Milo Goggins. Everybody say boo, Milo, boo. I'm gonna
boo, Milo.
Boo, Milo.
He saved your guys' lives, not mine.
Milo's gonna have a degradation kink by the end of this. Milo had sent them to the Mournlands. They were attempting to teleport back to whence they came from, aboard their airship. However, Milo had other plans for them. Saying that it was necessary, he sent them to the twisted lands of the Mournlands, what was once Kyrie, Crowley's home. They're not exactly sure why, as he gave them no sort of direction being sent into the Mournlands, but they've been fighting their way across this horrid landscape. They've met some interesting figures between undead or ghosts or maybe just figments of their imagination. Also, zombies, which they have now adopted. Otto and Kaushik attempting to fix them. Their fatal wounds not being fatal here in the Mournlands, but being worried that maybe once they step outside of these boundaries that they may become exactly what they are. So attempting to fix fate, as it were. They've also met a small warforged, of which they did not get the name. A small warforged with, decorated with small blades, also that seemed to fold up in a briefcase type of sign. An assassin warforged they deduced. A brief conversation after, well, they knocked him out first, let's be honest, but after bringing him back too, they spoke with him and realized that this was an assassin bot, and he had some strong opinions on Fleshbound, as he called everybody but Otto. After Otto fixed his voice box, and Otto set him free without getting the information that he necessarily needed from him, as the small warforged did not seem to want to divulge that information before scampering off into the darkness. However, before that, actually, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Our heroes were making a vehicle. Otto constructing and drawing out some blueprints for a vehicle to get them across the Mournlands safely if they could. They've decided on a tank bus out of a couple of designs. A strong and sturdy vehicle to weather these horrid twisted lands. And when making this, everybody's sort of working together. They heard a scream from outside. One of their dead living friends. They should probably come up with a name for them.
What?
Alternatively living.
Zombros.
There were Zombros. Xandros was found re-killed. Xandros already had a sword wound to the back of his neck. The only non-accidental seeming wound of the three that they had adopted. However, Xandros was seemingly, after a speak with dead, was pushed from the top of a tall piece of farm equipment, landing on several blades, impaled and killed on sight. After the speak with dead, he said that he felt cold and despair, and then he was pushed. They also found Pip smelled the smell of sulfur, which suggested some sort of fiendish activity. So, we left off with a flashback of Crowley's, a memory from once Kyrie in all its glory, what it was, him and his daughter Talia speaking at the dinner table, and that she had finally made a decision about where she wanted to go in her direction in life. Talia, now 20 odd years of age, had decided that she wanted to go to the Weinarn Institute of Art to become an actress. And we left on this quiet scene. We're going to pick back up, and before you press that long rest button, if you have already, then we're in a little bit of trouble, but if you have not, I would like you to check your character sheets really quickly. Please do not press that button if you have not already. Are we all in good shape? Nobody's pressed the button yet?
I've not pressed the button.
Wonderful.
I have not pressed the button.
Don't
No
press
button
it.
has been pressed.
I'm pressing it now. I'm just kidding.
The only healing
Also,
you guys are going to get.
Beyond is fixed now, so we're not going to lose our character sheets. It looks like it is now back to
Excellent.
working order, so you can refresh things.
Your spells will come back. You can mark them back if you would like to. Your health is a different story. Natural healing does not occur here. You can spend hit die if you would like to. Those two will not come back over this long rest. So, spend your hit die wisely. Heal up as much as you would like to for the day. You don't have any points of exhaustion. You get your spell slots back and all your class features back. The only thing modified here is healing. If you want to spend hit die to heal up, you're more than welcome to. Okay?
Okay, so let me get this straight. You can spin the hit die, but the hit die don't come back either, right?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So.
Any other long rest resources come back just fine, just not HP or hit dice. But we can spin the hit dice to heal. You heal the normal amount from your hit dice that's not reduced by anything? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. I didn't take any feats for that, did I? I know I thought about it.
Well, you do that. And you heal up any sort of damage you may have taken
7.
from the day before. We left off at a quiet dinner table flashback. We pick back up this session with the sound of rumbling and tearing metal as we see a tank bus blast through the fences and gates of Kenneth's Farm Supply and Machinery with the Shining Vanguard +2 inside, rolling down the streets of Kyrie, of the Mournlands.
Sipping on lemon juice.
I think you could do that.
I'm pretty sure with all the stuff that we have in the bag of holding, both gin and juice are in there.
Yeah,
Let's
probably.
Can we make
Laid back.
So, I need to know a couple of things as you do, and as our camera pans from on top of this tank bus, rolling at a top speed of 14 miles an hour, going down these streets, our camera pans onto the tank bus and inside of it, and I need to know who's at the steering wheel for the first leg of this journey.
I can drive. Either Otto or Crowley.
Yeah.
people who can drive?
Yeah,
I learned how to drive stick and charm. You know, so
There you go. That should be pretty good.
It would probably be Crowley, because didn't Otto stay through the night to finish it?
No, Otto did not stay up through the night to
Oh,
finish
okay.
it. You finished it that night and you got a full rest.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
I'll drive anyway since I'm familiar.
Hell yeah.
Supposedly.
This is his town.
So our camera goes in through the front window of this tank bus to see the masked figure Crowley in the driver's seat. Crowley is not a smooth ride at all. It's absolutely terrible. It's made out of farm equipment. Otto's done a great job with designing it, but it is what it is. Automated farm equipment. Also not very there's no need for sound insulation, so it's loud in here as well as you guys rumble down the streets of
I have a
Kyrie.
question, DM.
Yeah.
What bonuses do I have for having a lip full of dip while driving this farm?
A lip full
You gonna
of
steal
dip.
my joke?
Nobody knows it's your joke.
So our camera pans on the Crowley driving, and in the back we have seats on either side. We also have not a common area, that would be a strong word for what you have, but an open space-ish in the middle, with that is probably meant for a couple of things: a workspace, a space for surgery to take place, and maybe just a general place for you guys to sit down and eat when you need to. So
I got 2 quick questions.
run it.
Would this local supply farming area by chance have any leather working tools?
You want to try to replace them?
Yes, please.
You know the question I'm gonna ask.
I'm not doing an investigation check. I'll let someone else do it, because I'm not going fucking back in that store. Or Jones not doing that.
What are you looking for in the store?
With leather working tools.
Actually, I think Otto. Let me double check. Otto might be able to make you leather working tools.
Hey, there you go. That works.
Quick journey into the general supply store. You would find some leather working tools if you did not have some homemade ones by Otto.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make you some.
Now,
I can only have a set of tools out at a time using that class feature, but I already have all of the other tools I need that are not created by this class feature, so for the time being, you would have free access to those.
I can just get some from the store, so I can add them to my character sheet.
also Otto's time right now while Crowley is driving. So you have some surgeries to be looking at, you and Kaushik, because I want to make sure. Yes, correct. As you bump and rumble down the road, and you are considering all of your options here, Otto, looking at your injured companions. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm straight up gonna give you the mechanics. That's what's gonna happen behind here. Okay. Gabriel, the one with the severed spine, is gonna take 30 hours total of surgery. You're going to do these, all surgeries are going to be done in 6-hour increments. While moving down the road, your DC is 30 and is at disadvantage. While not moving, your DC is 25 and it's a straight roll.
Whew.
If interrupted for any reason during that 6-hour surgery, and Gabriel has to move or be moved for any reason, that surgery's results have been compromised and will need to be redone, meaning you have reset 6 hours of time, regardless of where you were in it.
So what you mean to say is sleep on the bus and work when we're sleeping.
I'm not done yet.
Oh shit, okay.
Because there's a second surgery.
Bring him out, bring him out, bring him out, bring him out.
Venora's surgery, a much less complicated one, will take 18 hours total, done in the same 6-hour increments. While moving is a DC 25 at disadvantage. While not moving is a DC 20 straight roll. And if interrupted and Venora has to move or be moved during surgery, the surgery's results have been compromised and will need to be redone. All right? So, something to think about while you rumble down the road.
Moving numbers.
Get inspiration, flash of genius. You're
Where's the good part?
Where's the good part? You get to try to save lives. You're
Yeah.
attempting to do so.
You get new headphones. I like them.
Do what?
New headphones?
Oh yeah, changed out my little pads. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
My other ones were falling apart. They were falling out of themselves. Where did my background go? Oh!
What happened?
Do it again.
I think I have a filter on my.
Into the void.
Jones isn't really home today. He's somewhere else. He's faking being home.
I'm actually AI. I'm Chat GPT right now.
Home because home is in the net.
Yeah, I had background. That's probably explaining why OBS was having so much trouble. Let me just delete that off there. Yeah, I was playing around with some cowboy stuff, trying to see how it would work. So, all right, so you have all of that auto. You are considering that your genius intellect running through all of the variables. The rest of you riding or doing whatever else you would like to on this tank bus. If there is something specific, you can stop me. If not, I'm going to continue on.
I would just say that the dragonfly would be mounted outside, keeping an eye on our rear.
Yeah, our Jim's on the top.
Jim's on the top. Are you manning one of the harpoon slingers?
No, I'm just at the front, just kind of standing around riding on it, making sure we got a clear view of everything.
Okay.
I would like to man a harpoon slinger because that's
Well,
awesome.
I feel like it would be nearby, right? I don't think it's be like, oh no, now I can't man it.
Oh yeah. The harpoon slinger. I was like, what's nearby? Yeah, no, absolutely. You could. It's 14 miles an hour, so it's not like wind's about to blow you off or anything like that, right? Like this thing is slow, but it's sturdy and steady moving. So sitting on top is not a problem. Visibility is an issue, plain and simple. Probably a good thing you're moving at this speed anyways, as the fog and mist are completely obscuring your view about 100 feet out. So you cannot see very much, and that's at this juncture. If it gets much thicker, it'll be a problem. At night, it will become even more of a problem, because anybody who's driven through heavy fog at night with headlights, you know what I'm talking about. It is absolutely awful, and you have a hard time seeing the road right in front of you. Your visibility will be reduced to about 20 feet in front of you if you decide to keep moving at night, because I know that was an option. So
Hell yeah. Do we have like one of the bulldozer things on the front? Like, do we have a wedge?
A cattle catcher?
Yeah. No, not to catch. I just want like a fucking wedge on the front. Just plow.
Yeah,
It's like an icebreaker in a.
Yeah.
I listed cowcatcher on the design notes. I never sent them to Alex though, so I don't think anything.
It's perfectly fine.
Why are those called cow catchers? I don't understand.
Because they're meant
Because
to move.
trains.
Yeah.
They're not catching anything. They're fucking shoving them out of the way. That does not look like. I would think anything to be catching me like a scoop, but that ain't a cow.
Sounds better than cow murderer.
Cow
yeah.
murderer? Yeah. Cow slaughterer.
Cow
Less
Crusher
traumatizing
didn't
to
quite have the
children
same ring to
who
it.
love
Yeah.
Cow squisher.
But I was just like,
The Shiny
But-
Vanguard can name whatever they would like to.
A beef grinder.
What it's supposed to do is to, whenever something hits it, it pushes it up and out of the way rather than under the train and causing problems. It's to
Right.
save the train, not the
not the
not the cow.
entity.
yeah.
All right. So, because your journey has been cut, it pretty much in half via the invention of the tank bus here, where you would have about a 7-day journey, you now have about 3 days. If you're going to be moving top speed and as long as nothing else happens. So less time in the Mournlands.
What could possibly go wrong?
Overall pretty good. That does put you on a time constraint, Otto, as far as these surgeries go. You need a solid 48 hours of surgery. You have 72 hours in total until you're at the edge of the Mournlands. So, what are you doing while you're going down the road? Because it is so important if you're going to be starting now or not.
He would be asking for Kashek's assistance in treating Venora.
You're going to start with Venora.
Crowley, can you drive smoother? Swerves into a pothole.
There's not gonna be.
If I'm gonna,
Oh, go ahead.
if I'm gonna be in the front looking at stuff, and
Mhm.
if Crowley's gonna try and drive more safely, I like to, as best I can, maybe point out like, tree to the left.
Yeah, I'm gonna say during the daytime that's not gonna be much of an issue. Between your perception bonus and Crowley's proficiency bonus with vehicles, you guys are going the smoothest route possible. You are in modified farm equipment going through a wasteland. It's only gonna be so good.
So you mean it has like really good suspension because it's for farm equipment, obviously.
Yeah, dude.
Agreed.
Obviously.
That sounds false.
So,
Just sounds made up.
starting with Venora, this first leg of the journey, our first 6 hours, I would like you to go ahead, and if Kaushik's going to be assisting you, this is going to be a straight roll. So go ahead and make that medicine check for me. And just so
Nora
we're
was
clear,
the one who had the fucking hole, right? Because she
She
got
had-
impaled.
correct. She has a hole that is going through from her stomach to about the outside of where her kidney would be.
Some important bits. Okay.
Less severe and intricate than Gabriel's surgery,
Spine.
or
Yeah,
Xandros's would have been.
Ready for me to roll?
Go for it.
Don't worry about his anymore.
Ooh, fuck yes. That'll be a 27?
I'll wait
Yes,
until you say
27
it
to that?
confidently. Okay.
That's a 19 plus 8.
All right.
Got to save that flash. I had it prepped and ready.
Is it? We're moving, though, right?
Correct. It's a
Isn't that?
straight roll.
Isn't that a?
No, that's
30?
30. The other guy.
It's for
Oh,
Gabriel.
that's right. I'm thinking. Yeah, that's for Gabriel. I was like,
Venora's
oh,
DC 25.
yeah.
Gabriel
Oh, yeah.
is 30 because of the intricacies of it. Correct.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So,
Yeah. With go ahead.
A lot easier.
for the sake of this, Kaushik and Otto are busy for 6 hours, regardless of what happens to the rest of you in those 6 hours while you're going down the road. So, I'll let one of you guys do it. Can you please, one of you, roll me a D100?
I got you.
Woo! Do you have an actual D100 or do you only have percentiles?
I got percentiles, but they're nice percentiles.
We need somebody with
31.
a golf ball.
31.
31.
Very well. If I can have someone else, please roll me a D6.
Oh shit.
Brittany.
I rolled good. You guys are rolling bad.
Brittany.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. D6.
Yep.
Donkey D6. Got it. D6.
Nothing ever bad has happened when we've had Brittany do our random rolls for the party.
Here, actually, I'm gonna roll a physical die. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my my Milo die.
Shandy Rock, go click.
Why would he got us here in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. It's either that one or the party die. Which one? The Milo die's got little cogs in it.
Milo.
The party die's got little glitters in it.
Do Milo so we can continue blaming him. If
All right, perfect. 2.
Fuck up.
Okay.
What is it? What happened?
I'm gonna let you know.
We explode.
Give me right now.
We
So,
get a flat.
we are Kaushik and Otto operating carefully on Venora under mild sedation to where she's not completely incapacitated, but at least some anesthetic being used. The rest of you on the lookout. Artyom on the hood, if you could please give me a perception check.
26.
26. With a 26, you start to notice, when I say looming structures, it doesn't mean that they're skyscrapers by any means, but there are some looming structures in the distance. You only see the vague shape of them. They look like buildings, smaller buildings built around the tracks themselves, of which you guys are sort of following along. They seem to be smaller sort of buildings, but there's a couple of them on either side. As you get a little bit closer, you can see what looks like an old Chiron military outpost.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
I mean, I can't imagine that. I'll just kind of lean over the front and ask Crowley. Yeah, so this looks like a military outpost ahead. Do you think we could get anything useful in there, or just keep going?
I've no doubt we could probably find something useful, but there's always the question of what could be waiting in there. All kinds of secret things during wartime.
Well, I think Otto's going to be a little bit busy, so unless you know a lot about Warforged tech and Syrian stuff, which, I mean, you would, I say we go through.
Okay, would I know, like, where on the map this base is in particular? What we're...
Yeah, I mean, it's not far outside of the Blooming Groves. This is maybe a couple of hours. Otto and Kaushik have started on surgery at this point. This, you'd know. Give me a history check, actually, Crowley. Let's see.
Let's consult the history. History's mysteries, okay. Uh, 13 plus 4, so 17.
Yeah, you would know that. I mean, the last war with a 17, last war spanning as long as it did. This outpost was typically a place of like respite, of where frontline soldiers would come back to and like recoup or trade out with other forces to go to the front lines. So you would have lightning rails full of soldiers, and not like, most of the time not Warforged. These were Chiron soldiers that would be on the front lines, injured and all alike, come here to either, receive medical treatment or just rest while others went back out to the front lines.
Yeah, Crowley will call up to Artem. It's a depot for soldiers going in and out, injured and probably recovering equipment, etc. Ammo. There's a good chance there might be some supplies up ahead.
Okay, well, I guess let's stop then. Maybe something good for Otto to patch our buddies up.
It's worth a shot.
Get a little bit closer, keeping your perception check there, RTM, with a 26, which is very good. You start to notice figures in the fog around this military base, but they're hard to see. You see the outlines of people first. An ethereal blue-green figures sit around the outsides of building, moving and walking back and forth. Chiron soldiers doing their day-to-day task, or at least the ghosts of them moving along as you get a little bit closer.
Artem's just gonna head back down over the top. Crowley, I don't think you should stop on second thought. There's a bunch of ghosts out there.
Big hurt on that. We'll keep on moving. Niner.
I will call down to the rest of the bus. Just to let you all know, there's some ghosts up ahead. Yep.
You call this back, Artyom, to get the sight of this. The tank bus is loud enough to be heard from several hundred feet away. These ghosts don't seem to acknowledge your existence. They seem to be going about their day-to-day recreation. You see several of them sitting in the moorlands as if they're sitting in a grassy field. Some of them playing various field games, some of them throwing dice, some of them just like a recreational area. If I can, please get you to make me another perception check.
All right.
As you guys continue to roll, planning to not stop this moment.
19.
19. Let me see.
I I'll take 1 hit point to bump it up to or is that only on hearing?
I think it's just perception. Oh, is it perception checks only on hearing? It should say it on the.
I think it says on the item that.
Well, I mean,
only in regards
you're
to
still
hearing.
using your ears for perception checks, so I'm not going to rob you of the bonus. So if you're like you taking the hit point damage to hear a little bit better, go for it. Excuse me.
Sure, I'll do it.
All right.
He's hearing.
Okay. Increasing your hearing a little bit, seeing if you can hear, and you do. You hear them going back and forth, talking with each other, and it like you just hear a bunch of soldiers talking back and forth, and then you hear the sound of what sounds like wind above the roar of the tank bus. You hear, and sort of above you and flying over the tank bus, you see coming out of invisibility Breelish war mages with blast disc and fireballs in their hand, ghostly themselves as they send down fireballs towards this depot. Crowley, you're driving. I need a dexterity saving throw from you as you try to navigate this. The rest of you see, this is going to affect Otto and Kaushik here. The rest of you see ghostly war start to break out as fireballs and blast disc hit this place of what is supposed to be refuge and safety. Chiron soldiers and ghostly fireballs go off and just erupt on the side of the bus. I need dexterity saving. One dexterity saving throw from you there, Crowley.
16.
16.
Would Otto be able to give a flash of genius, or no? I don't know how 100% focused he is on what he's doing.
I'll let you make a character call there, Otto. You are in the middle of surgery that is not easy, but you let me know.
Keep looking around for my physical dice, which I still do not have.
Bruh.
It's D&D Beyond back up for me. It is quick. Wonderful.
It was up and now it's down again for me, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
I can't think of a good explanation at this time for why that would not fuck up his surgery, so I shall pass for the moment.
Okay.
If I come up with something better later, I'll get back to you.
Sure. Okay. All right. What'd you roll there, Crawley, for your dexterity saving throw?
7 plus 9, 16.
7 plus 9, 16. Very nice. Are we using the stats? You're using your stats. Need the stats of the tank bus.
Okay. So, tank bus. Named on this
Plus tank.
I will upload it again for you if I can find it real quick.
We say too much.
It
We say too much.
should be this
I
one.
ignore
Yeah.
it, dude. I ignore everything
you go.
that comes through.
There it is right there in chat.
There we go. Never seen it in my life. Okay, cool.
That thing was awesome. I'm just saying.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here, it's +0 for a dex save for me, so that'd just be a 7.
7.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. The first of them kind of catching you off guard as Artyom doesn't have much time as these Breeless war mages fly in on brooms, some of them on carpets themselves. Blast is coming out, bombing down ghostly fire on these soldiers and hitting the tank bus as a second thought. The tank bus is going to take 34 points of fire damage. And I also need someone to please. The threshold on the tank bus is 20, which means a mishap happens.
We're gonna break the bus like before we finish the first day.
Can I please have someone roll me a d20?
Ian.
Woo! I'm gonna roll the red and black one because destruction.
That's not a good. That's not. Good.
18.
18.
You take 18 permanent points of damage.
That's fine. This thing's got like 3,000 HP, right?
Why would you give him that idea?
It has
Okay.
18 HP.
It has 200 HP. It says it on your ticket there. It's 200
That's
HP,
pretty-
which means
close
I
to
need
3,000.
one of you to please subtract the damage that it's just taken. 34 points of fire damage.
Who's tracking the tank?
In.
I'll track it.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I can't be our IRL treasurer and our manager of vehicles.
Yes, you
Yeah, you
Too many
can.
job titles.
What is the vehicle if not another treasure?
You said it took
Go
how
check
much
that.
fire damage?
34.
34? Is that right?
34.
Alright, so we got 166. We have 166.
We got plenty.
With this, on an 18 on the mishap table, Crowley, one of the fireballs goes up under the tank bus itself, exploding, causing a horrible rumbling and shaking, which is going to trigger a couple of things. Crowley, for you in the future, what that means is the vehicle now has disadvantage on all dexterity checks and all ability checks and attack rolls made by creatures on the inside. So on your harpoon flingers, your attacks are now at disadvantage and all dexterity ability checks with the tank bus itself. What that is also going to affect here is Otto and Koshik, as the entirety of the tank
No.
bus and shakes around. I need you to please roll me another medicine check, and I want one from each of you.
Roger.
Who?
How many flash of geniuses can you use in a single
just-
round?
In a round?
Yeah.
14 plus 5 for
Accidentally.
19.
19. Okay.
You got any inspiration there,
Yeah.
Crowley?
Oh, I've got all the inspiration in the world. Like, get down.
Was sharpening her sword. Oops! Sorry.
Incoming!
Incoming. The explosions might be. Go ahead and like everyone take inspiration.
And pretty inspiration or flash of genius gives me my proficiency bonus. I'm pretty.
Intelligent.
Intelligence. Okay, this is gonna be the same either way. That'll be a 25 on the nose with a flash of genius.
Okay. A 19 and a 25. Able to react quickly enough and remove all your implements from where they may be in very sensitive areas. You hold on and you are able to maintain this 6-hour stretch of surgery. Each of you has this round to decide what you're going to do at this fact as this assault continues onto this ghostly Chiron military outpost. What are you doing? If anything.
Do they seem? I mean, obviously they're affecting us by physical means, so I assume we can affect them. We don't know yet. Has Crowley hit anything that seems ghostly or spectral thus far?
If Crowley would like to attempt to hit something that is ghostly or spectral, it seems like the only thing he has hit so far is the fireball. But that's what I'm giving this round for you, or vice versa. The fireball has hit him. So if you'd like to, if Crowley would like to spend this round to try to run over one of these ghosts, he's more than welcome to.
It's not my fault it doesn't have a reflex defense.
That's the problem with the tank bus.
No. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hit something. If there's anything in the way, I'll just drive straight through. I don't care.
I'm just gonna use crushing wheels feet on whatever. You don't care about your fallen Chiron comrades.
I care more about the fireballs flying my way.
That's completely fair. Very well. You could please, as I pull this image back up. Whoa! I didn't pull it over all my cameras. Okay. So that's dexterity saving throws on their part. Very well. Probably attempting to run over some of the ghosts. If anything gets in his way, he's going to run straight over and drive right through. Driving straight through a straight line on the rails here, trying to get out of here as quickly as possible. Crowley is not going to require a check from you. That part of it will not. I would like you to roll me a check to avoid the next barrage of fireballs, please. Your vehicle check.
Barrage. Which will be disadvantage because it's dexterity, right?
Your check, your vehicle proficiency check.
Yeah.
This is your driving. DM, I have a question for you real quick while
Yeah.
he's rolling that. Does it appear that these ghostly raiders, are they coming in just to murder stuff, or does it look like they are moving to like get to the fort?
You want to give me an insight check? Yeah.
Sure.
While he's doing that, it's a 21.
21.
Yeah, we're just gonna. We'll just bounce back and forth.
Yeah, easily enough. What are the rest of you doing? Anything?
Roughly how many of these winged creatures or whatever they're riding in on are there?
They're humans. They're war mages. They're breeless, like ghostly, breeless war mages. They're riding in on like flying brooms and stuff, throwing fireballs at these Chiron soldiers.
Gotcha.
And you reckon there's probably, I mean, it's like a hit squad of them. It looks like 12 from what you can see zooming around.
Okay.
Day from his position of trying to perform surgery, probably that flash of genius explained as like little sub arms coming out and like stabilizing things. If you could please use the spear guns to provide some covering fire, that would be most appreciated.
I got a 22 on my inside check.
It looks you're sort of following their maneuvers in the sky. They are strafing this camp and coming back and throwing more fireballs or more blast discs. This looks like they're hitting people that are weak and injured. This looks
Okay,
like
they're just trying to make an attack. This doesn't look like they're attacking to like get something from the camp. They're attacking just to attack. Okay.
right. That's what you're getting at.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to say. 'Cause I'm like, if they're attacking for something, maybe they didn't actually get it. Maybe it's here. But I'll fire one of the spear guns at one of these ghost mages. Fuck it.
Attack at disadvantage.
I figure I'm looking from up there anyway, so fucking Otto's like, shoot them!
As you rumble back and forth trying to hold on to this harpoon slinger. And remember to use the stats for the tank boss.
Oof, not good. Dropped a 13 for a 5, making it a 12 total.
12 total. Give me 1 second.
Just hit the carpet out from under him. He just hits it, just yoinks it.
Are these guys going around in a tight formation?
They started off in one and now it is broken off and they're now strafing the outpost itself. What was your total?
It was only 12. 5 plus
12 will hit.
Oh shit. So that, okay, so that means I get to roll damage. I assume.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it.
I didn't have any D12s out. Oops. So we'll do that here. That is a 6 and a 5, 11, 15 piercing damage. Okay,
That's
a couple D12.
Fling one of the harpoons firing out, hitting one of these war mages on a broom. It connects, and although it flies right through him, it seems to have at least some sort of physical impact on him, because as it does, and he's got like one hand in the air, the harpoon hits him and you cause him to go off balance and he falls just into the dirt, and you see like a puff of dust as he falls about 60 feet and you just see dust sort of fly up when he does.
Holy shit. Hell yeah, I'm a ghost killer too.
That's your new name.
Artyom will just, they're kind of physical, and then just dissipate into air and just fly after them.
You gonna turn into a air elemental?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to roll for that or what.
Not for using your class abilities. Are you just gonna fly up to one and hit them? Is that the plan?
Yeah, it's the plan.
Cut.
Very well.
If they're riding on brooms, can you grapple a mount from someone? Because if I can do that, I'll do that.
Just gonna try to grab the broom from them.
Yeah.
Fall.
Oh, heck yeah. Take it.
Fall.
Bring it back. I want a broom. I want a flying broom.
we should steal ghost brooms from people. Hell yeah, let's get a broom of flying, fellas.
Aren't you immune to grapple as an air elemental?
I'm immune to grapple.
That doesn't mean he can't.
Wait,
grapple.
you can grapple, but you're immune to grapple?
Yeah.
That
Life's
sounds
unfair,
perfectly fair.
Jones.
I mean,
mean,
you
Can't
know.
grab you.
I don't think
You
you
know
can
grab
grapple a gelatinous cube, but they can grapple the fuck out of somebody else.
No,
Uh,
they slurp you. They.
Looking at the
Ew.
conditioned
Don't make that
immunities
sound good.
here, our team, you go up and you see an opportunity to try to grab this broom, and your airy hands just go straight through it. This creature doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Okay.
It's a fucking hit or miss whether we can even affect them. That's crazy.
Okay.
Would have. Oh, sorry.
If
Hmm.
the grab of the broom doesn't work, I'll just try to, like, as I'm going through them, just good old donkey punch.
Go for it.
Ooh.
It's 21 to hit.
That will hit, yes.
2d8 plus 5.
Yoink.
For 11 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
I will give him the same dexterity check I gave the last one.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 3 on the previous. I have now rolled a 2 as you punch one and seemingly caught off guard by it. Once again, blast disc in the air. You punch him off of the broom and just into the dust and dirt below. As you hit them and they fall, and you look down and that Breelish ghost is not dead. Dead. You see that Chiron's soldiers pick up whatever's beside them, boot knives or whatever, and they start moving towards that Breelish soldier and just start bringing it down. Some of them just using their fists as they run up to these Breelish. You seem to be affecting the fight in some way, in a way that maybe the fight did not happen in the past.
They've probably had this fight many times over the past.
Guys,
couple
we're
of years.
changing the past.
No, we are not.
You don't know. What if we are?
All right, Azur and Pip, are you doing anything? Pip,
Sorry.
Azur, Pip?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I imagine this whole time, Mazers, because I don't want to have to resummon him every day, just been floating by. So he's gonna hop out, jump on Mazerth, and take a couple shots if he can.
Okay, with a crossbow, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopping on Mazers, shooting the crossbow out. Go ahead and roll it up.
Or would you avoid the disadvantage by getting out of the bus?
Correct. You're no longer
Nice.
that
Beat the
axle
brain.
that got broken seems to be giving you guys some real trouble.
Woo!
Now get large.
But that was a rolled 2
What's the total?
for a total of 14.
We'll still hit.
Yeah. Let's go.
You can go ahead and roll both of them. I'll let you know if both attack. They probably will if you roll the 2. Just don't roll a natural 1.
Oh, second one is a natural 20.
Nice. Let's get some nat 20s in chat. Awesome.
Woo.
All right. So, and then
A dub.
just go ahead and give me your damage all at once, because it's not gonna.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it's gonna affect what happens to this guy, but it's not gonna. His resistances aren't gonna matter.
Sad ghost noises. It doesn't even matter.
That was supposed to be more spooky. Ooh, no.
I have been shot.
His long words. All right, so y'all take
Total from both attacks, 27.
27. All right. I'm gonna roll a dexterity check, and that's 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
A 10. The second attack after the first one hits, sort of like pinning his arm towards onto the broom itself, and then the second shot, unable to stop his fall, just into the dirt once again, and this one sort of flies off of the broom. Instead of hitting the dirt, hitting the side of one of the outposts, just and rebounding off of it. You'll see with 27 points of damage and this ghost's fall, as he hits the building and then hits the dirt. This one does not stay around. As it hits the dirt, it just evaporates into blue-green ethereal mist. All right, Crowley, your driving check as you're driving straight. Oh, Pip, I'm sorry, go for it.
Oh yeah, no. As I say, so Pip like jumped up and kind of like scooched out one of the bus windows
Mhm.
and is like sitting in the window, got herself braced, and with her short bow is gonna shoot at them. So one was I rolled twice. One was 17. One was not 20.
Both hit. Go for it.
And that will be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Well, he's not. None of them in range of your allies, unfortunately, for sneak attack. But 8 points of damage on the first one.
Okay.
And then what's the damage on the crit?
5.
5 points of damage on the crit. I think your
Unless I'm
minimum
not doing it
damage.
right.
It's a non-magical short bow, so it should be.
Yeah, it's just
5
a regular short bow.
What's your
18.
dexterity?
18 or 19.
So your minimum damage should be 6 on a crit, because you can do a minimum of 2
Yes.
damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, 6.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
In that case, it's 6.
Two
Nice.
non-magical short bow, unfortunately, seeming to not have the oomph of it behind it. But as you pull out two short bow arrows, just sort of sit there and they float along with this ghost in the air as he continues on. Crowley, coming to you in your turn, attempting to get out of here. What was your driving check again?
It was a 21.
21.
Nice. That's a good number.
Right. There are some Chiron soldiers crossing the tracks to help their brethren at the moment as you're sort of bearing down right here. I'm gonna roll. We're just gonna make it 1 dexterity saving throw for the group that's currently crossing as you just mow them over.
Oh no.
It was almost a natural 20. Unfortunately, that is a 9. Go ahead and roll I believe it's 4d10.
I believe you're correct.
Goodbye, my friends.
That'll be a 25 DM.
25. As you roll over, just blue-green ethereal mist out from underneath the wheels, still rocking back and forth.
They went underneath the wheel.
Back for this second turn now. You're most of the way through the depot at this point. I assume the plan to stop is no longer in effect, but if it is, I need to know where you're going. Are you gonna pull off the trails and try to get behind one of the buildings, or no? I see some head shaking.
We are continuing on the journey.
Very well.
This war zone, we can't stop. Brenda is gonna like
what?
call
We got
down
lives to save.
into the bus and just go, there is
Horse.
a secondary launcher up here. Everybody's out here just shooting out the window. Like, there's another thing.
Okay.
Oh, so at that, Pip's gonna finish climbing out the window and kind of clamber up on top with Brune because she's ticked off about her arrows now. Like that was a waste.
We out here.
All right. With that check, Crowley, your driving check, trying to get through here as fast as possible. I'm still gonna give it a percentage chance whether or not you're in the blast radius, as it were, with the tank bus. However, with a good roll, I'm gonna say 30 and above, you're not in the blast radius. Anything below that, we're making more dexterity saving throws.
Can we shoot a blast disc out of the air? Just like as
89.
Oh,
boom.
With an 89, none of the blasts are coming your way this time. You see more barrages. You see the buildings, the ghostly the buildings themselves start to take damage from the ethereal fireballs. You see columns get blown out from under them and they fall. And you, who's on outside and on top here? Brune, Pip, and Artium. Azure as well. If you can just give me some quick perception checks.
Perception.
Also, the dragonfly.
Perception is purple. That's bad. 29.
29.
29's very good.
That was nat 20 for 27.
27, nice.
Hell yeah.
21.
21, very nice. I'm gonna say Artyom and Pip with a natural 20 and a 29, both very, very high, as this is somewhat difficult to see. Nothing that's affecting the current battle, but just sort of speaks to what's going on. You see impacts of where these buildings have fell before. And it seems like these buildings reassemble somehow every time. These buildings fall every time, as you see like impacts of wood and stone on the floor. As we're back to the top, you're not being targeted by any fireballs. All attacks from within are still at disadvantage because the axle hasn't been repaired yet. And all dexterity ability checks as well. You have one more round here. What are the rest of you doing? All right, if you're taking shots, roll
I'm
them
still
up.
blasting.
I am going to need more medicine checks from Kaushik and Otto.
Ooh, I thought it was 1 per 6-hour segment. All right.
Unfortunately, your situation dictates that multiple be made.
Artyom would like to hang around the bus, and if anyone looks to be like making a line for strafing past the bus, he would like to get in front of there and circle their disc back towards them.
17
two-
plus 5
two-
or 22.
Very nice.
Damn it, that was going to be my question is, could
Sorry.
it be at advantage or if it was going to be separate? Well, that leads to my second question, which is, could I recall the drone, since we already have people up there anyway, to come down and assist?
Yeah, no, I would think that Otto probably think that's a good idea because well, you said the dragonfly was on top, or is the drone on top?
Yeah. I only have one. I called it the drone, but the dragonfly.
Okay, so with the dragonfly, it's
Familiar.
probably a good idea to bring it in because if you are targeted by another fireball, you could lose your familiar.
Gotcha. That being said, it'll be a nat 20.
Hell
plus
yeah.
8.
Nice. So with those two rolls, still hanging on to Honora and keeping her steady enough, she is still sleeping at the moment and incapacitated.
They're doctors.
Pip and Brune on the harpoon slingers. What are your attack rolls?
I got a 21.
21 at disadvantage.
15.
Yeah, I
Nice.
rolled a 17 and a 14.
Very nice.
For 8, 15, 19 piercing damage.
Okay.
We're over there. Just fucking bringing them down.
Pip, what's your roll?
The 17 and a 14, so was what I rolled.
Both
so
would hit.
14. Yes. Okay.
Yep, go ahead and roll damage.
Yay!
That's what I'm basing their dexterity saving throws on.
Okay, so that was not much. It was a 6.
Are you using the damage on the harpoon slinger? Yeah, that's 2d12
Oh,
plus,
wait. Oh, 2d12. Okay.
plus 4, I think.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Give me something new and I don't know what I'm doing. Lose my mind.
You know, I somehow don't think they shoot as fast as an M60.
It's hey man. All about
Yeah,
that.
I get to narratively describe my creation. It is firing a hail of darts.
My damage is 24.
24 damage. Okay. So that was a 19 and 24.
Yep.
Okay. Brune, you hit one that they seem to sturdy on, though they do seem to falter with their spell and continue off and like circle back around and straight. Pip, as you launch the harpoon, it seems a lot more effective and just decapitates a war mage straight off of, and as it like the harpoon hits their head, the broom and themselves just sort of into green and blue mist.
Satisfying. I like it.
Azur and Crowley, one more round. What are you doing?
Driving.
Gonna continue to drive and avoid. Give me another check. Dexterity
And,
checks are at disadvantage, but you are proficient here.
I like smooth jazz in the cabin of the tank bus.
Still shooting if there are more.
Yeah,
Mages.
there are more. There's 12 you guys have taken out now. 6, I believe. I think I missed one earlier.
Said I'm at disadvantage for these checks. So
Let me read the mishap one more time just to make sure.
I know it's like all dexterity save checks. I just don't know if it was my driving or the vehicle itself.
Damaged axle. The vehicle grinds and shakes uncontrollably until the mishap ends. The vehicle has disadvantage on all dexterity checks, and all ability checks and attack rolls made by creatures on the inside, on or inside the vehicle have disadvantage. So yes, you would.
19.
19.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay.
Down from 29.
Jesus. Ted is
Azur
worse.
trying to take out more of the flying mages.
Yep.
Go
We
for
don't
it.
like
Roll it
getting
up.
Exploded.
15 and a 26.
Both hit.
Can we get like a fleet of these tank buses later?
If you want
This
to.
is how this is how we are fighting Zoriat. Is we're putting all of our troops in these fucking tank buses, and we're just gonna run them over.
And the cow catchers are like lined with the.
Buy shit cow catchers.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
Okay.
Like they're just like a line.
They got like spikes on them. Let's go.
What's that?
121 damage total.
21 damage. All right. Azur, arrows going out. You see the tank buses now sort of drifting out. Artyom's positioned himself on top of it with a 19. Percentage is going to go up a little bit. We're just going to make this 50-50. High 50, they do not target you. Low 50, they do. Artyom, you're ready and waiting to see if you can catch a blast disc heading your way. If it's heading
Yeah.
your way, we'll see if we can make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm going to be like 30 feet away from the bus in case it does explode on me, that the bus doesn't take damage.
Right. I got you. So it's sort of like hockey goalie sort of thing.
But yeah,
like,
Is
Yeah,
it more of a
some real-
hockey goalie or
real
more of a
ultimate
soccer
frisbee.
goalie?
Real ultimate frisbee here, trying to catch it and throw it.
Like a kid just running around underneath. I got it.
all right. So I rolled a 16%. So there is one coming the bus's way. All
Let's
right. Azith and Azur flying back. Artyom in goalie mode, attempting to catch this ghostly blast disc. Okay, here we go. This is a difficult check. The DC of the fireball itself is 15.
Okay.
To catch the disc itself, let's say dexterity saving throw of 18 or more, and you catch it, and you're able to discard of it, not taking the damage, redirecting it if you will. Okay?
Okay.
If you fail, it is going to hit you and you're going to take the damage. If you fail by 5 or more, so if you get a 13 or lower, you completely whiff it and it's going to hit the bus.
All right.
This is a very intense penalty kick. Don't fuck it up.
Would you say that air elementals have proficiency in dexterity saving throws?
Does it say that they do? It typically says if they're proficient in them.
Okay, I guess not.
Let's see. It'll say the saving throws they're proficient in, because it'll have a different number.
Okay.
Don't fuck it.
Dirty 20. They got a +5 deck. Let's go.
Let's go.
Nice. 30-20, you're able to like take it in a tornado and redirect it off to one of the buildings. Missing Chiron soldiers.
Nice.
Chiron ghostly soldiers. The blast is sent off elsewhere. You're now past this military outpost at this point. As the war continues behind you. Explosions happening behind you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With Artyom moving about in an air elemental form, does it displace any of the fog in the Mournlands, or does it seem to be like an ethereal fog that isn't moved or pushed by the wind at all?
That's a good point. One, you're magical wind, so I think there would be some displacement, but even the winds that are in the Mournlands themselves do not displace the dead gray mists. That's Eberron lore. Like winds that blow across the wastelands don't move the fogs and mists at all. You being an air elemental, I would say that you could, if that was your pure intent, you could displace some of the fog. The question is like, would a large creature be able to affect it enough to? I guess it would depend on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to like increase visibility, I don't think there's any way that you really could. But if you were trying to like displace it in a certain area, so you have a little bit like clear like investigation check on something on like a smaller area, then you probably could.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was a way I could be maybe like 70 feet in front of the battle bus on the tracks to try and like make a clearer area in front or something like that.
Let me pull up their stat block again. I want to see if there's anything I can.
They have a
aggressively
whirlwind.
throw it back into the fog.
Aggressively throw it. Yes.
Yeah.
Performance checks to disperse the dead gray mist.
That's you gotta be doing like some like salsa where you're doing kind of like a real like lots of circular emotions and stuff. That's how it works. I don't make the rules, man. Jesus.
Yeah. You want to like get in front using your whirlwind ability and try to increase visibility a little bit. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I don't get tired, and I got 8 hours. Let's go.
So yeah, RTM staying outside of the vehicle, probably completely invisible to everyone in the room, actually, as you just see air against air at this point. Like you're staying 60 feet in front of the bus. RTM is lost in the mist in front of you.
Are there strains of like humming to like a Latin beat? Like, wafting back to the bus as he's doing his thing.
Crowley, since you're driving, and Otto, since you made the bus, this damaged axle is not going anywhere without someone fixing it. So until it is fixed, you're riding everything. All the ability checks, skill checks on the inside are going to be at disadvantage. You're already at disadvantage with it moving. Your DCs on medicine checks past this point go up by 5 each. Okay? Until this axle is fixed.
That being pretty much as soon as this first segment of surgery is complete, Otto would be like, all right, let's stop and handle this.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So we're just gonna stop grinding the axle and pull over.
I mean, a quick interjection, just because of the speed of this thing, even moving 6 hours, stopping, fixing the axle, is still far more territory covered than if we had been walking through that, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are moving faster than the fastest human can run, like at a constant pace.
yeah.
I assumed. I
Yes.
just wanted to make sure that, like, even with stopping for repairs, this is still a time-efficient process.
Real humans. Usain
okay.
Usain Bolt runs 13 miles an hour or so. So
Okay, I see.
the bus is averaging about
Fair
14
enough.
miles an hour.
He's not a real human.
And I doubt that he could do that for, a 10-hour.
I don't think he could do much more than about 60 seconds of that. You guys are doing this hours. So you are absolutely moving faster than you would be on foot or sprinting or in most other types of locomotion.
All right. Bet. In that case, yes.
Okay,
Surgery until segment complete. Stop and do some fixaroonies.
very well. It's a very, very bumpy ride. I am a wordsmith. The ride is not pleasant.
Anybody ever rode in a Humvee before? Besides Cody.
Next 6 hours go by. For this, I will need a tinkering check for the mishap.
would because you said we can use, just making sure I haven't fucked up. Cantrips don't get screwed up here, right? They're too low grade in magic.
No cantrips have had any effects so far.
I do have mending if that would lower the DC of the tinkering check.
You could absolutely use that, but this is going to be you putting together parts and stuff, basically things that were blown apart. But you could use mending to fix the things that were like heavily melted or damaged when it broke. Absolutely.
Right, yeah. I didn't think it was going to replace. I didn't think it was going to replace the dice roll. I meant to like kind of to boost.
Like to aid Otto in his repairs.
Right. You want to aid Otto in his repairs?
Yeah, I got my
Hell
smith's
yeah.
tools and stuff. I'm over there. I'm helping him get them all back together. I got welding goggles. I'm gonna fucking out here. Let's go.
Very well.
So is that an added feature of bullet helmets? Is they also make really great welding?
We just do that thing.
DM, is tinkering intelligence or dex?
This check, because these actually have their own things, this will be dexterity.
Okay.
Nice.
Only 2 lower because Otto has unfairly high stats.
Are you doing it from inside or outside the vehicle?
Y'all are stopped.
From outside.
No, we can't do the Mad Max thing where you're like up under the bus.
You
like,
absolutely could.
ding, ding.
If you would like to continue rolling, this would be at disadvantage.
It wouldn't be as dramatic as like speed or something like that because you're going 14 miles an hour. If you messed up, you ow.
Not an overwhelmingly.
Oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. I thought we lost Wyatt for a second because Wyatt was holding the
Not
same
bode
face. I was like,
well.
oh, we just lost that whole house. Like, Wyatt, stick your head over there.
Uh-oh.
Wyatt, call out.
Investigate. Tell him to come over here. Come to your
I'm gonna give him 10 more seconds.
screen shot.
Ask him what he rolled if you're going Wyatt.
Y'all already know what it is.
He needs to like dash over and see why is
We're gonna have a whole. We're actually gonna release it as like a reward on Patreon. As like
All right.
Welcome back.
the Cody reaction image pack is once we have enough.
All right. Can you hear me? Am I back?
Yes,
Holy-
we can hear you.
All right.
Go ahead.
21.
21. Very good. With a 21, which is 1 over what you needed to succeed, you're able to bring the axle back down and together in a smooth enough fashion that will continue to get you out of here.
Let's go.
Otto, go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
He who.
Concern.
Let's go. We like rolling dice. What are you talking about?
Takes you and Brune about 2 hours to fix this axle for the day.
Shit.
And we lost him again. Nope, he's back. Takes you about 2 hours. So we've been traveling about 8 hours at this point in total. All right.
Sick.
Back on the road once more. 8 hours of driving, Crowley. Is Crowley ready to do another leg of this journey? Or are you passing off the wheel?
Well, hell, you just had a 2-hour break.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
at, like,
It's time
can we
to,
find a
like, I
gas
had
station?
2 hour,
Right,
2 short
like, took a
breaks in a
nap.
row. Yeah.
We gotta
DM, I
get this
missed
man a
what
Red
they-
Bull.
Listen, if there's one thing Crowley knows, is to take a nap where you can, whenever you can. So I was snoozing this whole time, bro.
Taking a short rest.
Missed the significance of that too on the D4.
Oh, you didn't hear me? It takes you and Brune 2 hours to fix this axle.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, what was it? What was it for?
It kills 2 of your party members.
Thankfully,
to
they're
see
the
guys.
NPCs you were trying to save.
That reminds me of the whole like meme where it's like, can you imagine humans learning about what mushrooms do? This one tastes like beef. This one makes you see God for a week, and this one killed Tim immediately.
Am I correct to assume that the Shining Vanguard always enjoys always high?
Always high.
Always.
Do not blaspheme
In the Church of Always High.
in the Church of Always High.
The Church of Always High rewards its faithful.
Hey.
I I should stop saying. I gotta let you simmer in it for a little while. But since I
I'm
didn't
not
this
simmering because I have faith, Dean.
time.
Ain't no simmering.
But with an 82, the rest of this day goes on without issue. Quiet, except for the odd screams and moans that the Mournlands offers at weird times. Chilling laughs of children drifting in through the windows over the roar of the engine. Another 6 hours means another surgery check there, Otto and Koshik.
Indeed.
If you are still working on Venora, you have succeeded once, and you will need 2 more successes.
Nat 20.
Very nice.
Woo!
Plus 5 for 25. Here's the 20.
Very nice.
Like a makeup guru. Oh, ah.
Ooh, ooh, ting, ting, while loading thing.
That boy.
Ooh, I might be Flash of Genius in this as well. Yes, I will be. Be a 27 with a Flash of Genius.
27. Very cool. Which makes this now 2 successes. 12 hours of your 18 hours of surgery on Venora successfully completed. No other interruptions for the day. Now, last question for this first day of travel is, are you stopping or are you driving throughout the night?
Can we realistically even drive throughout the night? Because, I mean, both of our people who can drive or know how have to sleep or rest to some extent.
Absolutely, someone would be taking a level of exhaustion to do it.
Or we'd be risking somebody who doesn't actually know how to drive.
Listen,
I mean-
I can probably drive this thing. I watched Crowley do it some.
That
It would be-
seems ill-advised. I think perhaps
Alright,
we should
so-
risk.
Yeah, I'll
Some
stop if
stopped
anyone
motion.
throws fireball discs at us.
So we get the Dragonfly to drive, right?
It is very hard to see this time.
Okay, fair.
This is our
don't have
one
dark vision.
vehicle, and it already cost us time for it being broken the first time. If we drive it off of a cliff or something, that would be much worse.
Alright, when we can stop then.
We just won't go far, and if anything shows up, we'll drive away.
I'm fine with pulling over.
Stopping for the night.
We're gonna find a Walmart parking lot.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Hell yeah.
Listen, you
Shit.
don't have to make it difficult. I'll settle for Kmart.
10.
10. Wonderful.
Are we gonna drive away from the tracks?
I wouldn't say far.
No.
Not out of sight.
Just literally just right off of them. We haven't been driving like on the tracks anyway. That would be all like, that would make this way worse than it needs to be.
Well, railroad tracks, yeah, but if these are different kinds of tracks, they might not
that's
have
true.
the same
Yeah, they don't have the might not be quite as bumpy.
There's a bunch of ghost shit. We don't need a ghost train coming by and hitting us. While
That's
we're
a
on the train.
very good point. There could be a ghost train.
Ghost lightning rail?
There could
Yeah,
be a
good
ghost
point.
train.
Yeah.
It didn't affect Ernie Hudson too much. I feel like we're pretty
Who's
safe.
that?
I said that as Kent, making a
Who are
Ghostbusters
you?
reference.
How have you made your way into our vehicle?
Okay, so I'm hearing a little bit off the rails on
Yeah,
a crazy
Like,
train.
just a little bit.
Just like our group, a little bit off the rails.
You say that I go.
And a crazy train.
We're talking about we're on rails.
Okay.
Hell.
I will say, with you guys stopping tonight, you guys have our surgery team here has an opportunity to push themselves tonight. If you push yourselves to fix Venora today, at the end of this surgery, I'm going to require Constitution saving throws from both of you to avoid exhaustion. If you don't, you can push it off until tomorrow morning.
Otto will absolutely be going for it.
Yeah,
Koshik as well?
Koshik too. Mhm.
Okay, very well. Go ahead.
Hold moment.
Ian has
gotta
pressed the
double check.
pause button on D&D.
Hold.
Oh.
Hold. Time out. I'm just
Oh.
double checking what all I can make with my dragon vessel to see if
I
I can
can't
make
pause
anything
this
that'll
game, Mom.
That would.
Yeah, well, no, you can pause it. Beat.
Yeah. I guess
That
it
just
is
caused a
worth
serious flashback.
asking. I know we said natural healing does not work. Did we say that magical healing also does not function?
Magical healing functions. It is halved.
It is half.
And dangerous.
What a spell is. What about a would them having a free potion of greater healing assist with the surgery at all?
Opposed?
I would say we should probably save those for the guy who.
I can make it for free once a day. This is a magical
never
item.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a magic item that I can create a potion from once a day.
I would say if you're gonna use that greater healing potion here in this instant, that in this instance that you can, I'll say it lowers the DC. That's a greater healing potion. So I'm gonna say it'll lower the DC by 5. Yeah.
Yeah. When they're going to sit still, yeah, I'll take. 'Cause I keep both my alchemy jug and my motherfucking dragon vessel on my belt and everything. I'll take it over.
Just inject the potion into her IV.
Donate.
Yeah. You hang it up
Greater
on a
healing
little
potion.
bag and just have a drip going on.
It's just a horn. It's just like drip.
A bit unconventional, but I feel it should do some good. Thank you, Bryn.
More souls make it out alive, the better.
Yeah.
I could just filled it with mead.
Oh God.
Pour it in the open wound. Just
Good
disinfect.
I may have jumped the shark on this one a little bit. I went ahead and rolled DM. Do you want me to use that one, or I should ask for it?
You're rolling a medicine check, just a straight roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go and roll.
It is a 27 again.
27.
17
the
plus
DC
5 for 22 again.
Nice. The DC lower.
So we overkilled the fuck out of that healing check. Because it's down to 15 or 18 or something, less than 20, right?
It is down to 15, and with those rolls, I'm actually going to say that you finish up surgery sooner. Soon to
hell
the
yeah.
fact where you do not need Constitution saving throws to save for exhaustion. You save in enough time to where you're going to be able to get a long rest here.
Hell fucking yes.
That is
I was
3
getting ready to
successes.
complain about that wasted 19 on the dice, but I am no longer thinking about the 19 on the dice.
Brune, you are around in this area. Kaushik and Otto are focused, but Brune, can I get you to make an insight check, please?
What? Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Man, right.
Oh, I have advantage, and I still rolled like hot garbage. 10.
10.
Yeah, I rolled the 2 and a 7.
Okay. Just a tense situation.
Great. Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll ask this once, and then we'll continue to move through our journey through the Mournlands. Is there anything else anybody would like to do for tonight?
Keep watch.
Absolutely. Well, I'm
watching
going to
out the
assume at
windows.
this point that you guys have a watch order established.
And just before it gets relevant, Otto will be passing off the NVGs for people who need them.
Imagine not having.
I have a question.
Hopefully,
My
I'm-
watch buddy is currently recovering from a major surgery. So, does that mean I'm going to be on watch alone? Or what does that mean?
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. You need 4 watches. No, Gabriel will keep watch with you, and you guys will have 8.
He's the
on
severed
each.
spine one, right?
Yes,
Oh
they
yeah,
are.
because Gabriel was previously incapacitated from being surgeried upon the last time we were keeping watch. Hell yeah.
Was he? I thought he still needed surgery.
Yeah, Gabriel hadn't been fully.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
he's still okay. Got you.
yeah. They had not been fully surgeried, But the beginnings have
He's a
been
tough
way worse.
case. Yeah.
All right.
Was oh, sorry.
No. What is what?
I just couldn't remember. Was Gabriel the one that witnessed the murder?
Correct.
Gabriel's traumatized.
So Kaushik's going to be on watch
Indeed.
with the only witness slash. Were they helping? No, but with the traumatized witness.
So, nothing else for the night. Shining Vanguard keeps watch.
Oh, yeah. Since I failed my my check, that's all I got. Apparently.
DM, to keep things simple, instead of rolling separate perception checks for the dragonfly, could I just say that it's assisting whoever's on watch with their perception checks?
Yeah, absolutely. We will actually get that out of the way really quickly. The thing about the Mournlands is, and the thing about the Shining Vanguard, is y'all are
Awesome.
yes, in a lot of ways. So there are threats in the Moorlands, and this is a very dangerous place, if you guys have seen. However, you guys are in an armored bus, an armored vehicle for all intents and purposes, and you're all epic level. So the threats that would approach you at the night would be easily dealt with at this point. And with a roll of 58, nothing of serious threat bothers you throughout the night, except for, again, the odd sounds that drift through the fogs and the odd flashing lights to the south. The same cold purple, although it does seem to be drifting off behind you at this point, the same cold purple in the distance that seems to shine brighter at night to your north.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, with that,
Oh, that does make me.
if you would like, I don't think anybody may need to, but if you'd like to spend hit dice to get any hit points back for the day.
We're still not regaining our hit dice, right?
Correct.
Okay. Oh,
Correct.
Jones, I'm just looking at the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
We started off at Calazart.
Correct.
How far in between, like on that map, between the point, because the two major points on this map are Calazart and Metrol.
Mm-hmm.
How far along that line would you say we have traveled?
You guys are probably a little bit past a halfway point after today.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys will hit Metrol, the other side of Metrol, in 72 hours. So about a little, like almost halfway, I would say.
So we would hit Metrol in like the next day and a half, or something. I don't know how long it would take to cross Metrol.
Metrol's right there on the border, so yeah, as long as everything goes all right,
So-
next 2 days.
Next 2 days we would hit Metrol.
Yeah.
Which is where we think that, which was the capital.
Correct.
Weird place to put your capital, but all right.
So,
Oh wait, they also lost a bunch of territory during the war, so that makes more sense. Used to be in the middle.
as you guys drift off to sleep, some of you, the others of you keeping watch. The next morning coming. Crowley. Your eyes snap open. As you wake the next morning, Crowley, ever the early riser, as we've established. Go to clear your eyes. The mask is not there. We find ourselves once more, Caiaphas, in his house, waking up in his bed, his wife to his left. You wake up, you get your morning tea and breakfast going. Celine and Talia remain asleep. Your youngest dragging behind her blanket, or as she knows it, her airship sail. One side of her hair tangled and knotted and just in a mess, sleepy-eyed. She waits there. She wakes up early with you. ready to eat breakfast with you, as she always does. She climbs herself into the big chair next to the table as you're making yours a smaller plate for her. This is a morning routine for Crowley.
Did you sleep well, little one?
Mm-hmm. You know, after she eats this breakfast, 30 minutes from now, she'll be back asleep. But she likes to wake up with Daddy. You go, after you finish, taking your dishes to the sink, looking up at your calendar, rubbing your eyes once more. It's the 20th. It's near the end of the month at this point. You need a vacation. It's been a while since you took your family on vacation, and you guys have just had some time for y'all. You've been on this case for so long, there's a lot of duties you've neglected. Vacation sounds good.
Soon.
A couple of weeks ago, as you reflect back on your work, babysitting elites, making sure that their routes inside and outside of Metrol were safe. A meeting that was not meant for public eyes had within the city of Metrol. House members, you think, but information that you didn't need to know nor probably cared about, as Crowley's mind was on the case that was taken from him. Vacation sounds nice, if you could get your mind away from that case. You get yourself ready, dressed for work. You head out, as you always do. Normal day. Plenty of things plaguing Caiaphas's mind. You arrive at work, usually the first, but today, not. Captain is talking. You hear his voice from within his office in low, hushed tones. As you walk into the office, his eyes meet yours. He stops. It's very early in the morning. The sun has not risen yet. He walks out, closes his door to his office. He's a bit shaken. Crowley's good at reading. Caiaphas is good at reading people. Always has been. The captain strokes his mustache. Walks over to you. Something is happening. Some type of attack. I don't have the specifics. You have the sending stone to Celine, yes?
I did, yes.
Tell her to back. Only the necessities. Get the children packed and ready to go. Stay at home until we can confirm. Until we know it's safe to leave.
Caiaphas is like hardly listening. He's already pulling out. It's like, Celine. Celine.
Yes, dear.
Something's happening. I need you to wake up and start packing. Only the necessities. We don't know what's going on yet, but I need you to just stay calm, start packing. I'll let you know once we get more details.
Okay. All right.
Your dad's pretty shaken up. Just get ready, okay?
Okay. Yes. And you can hear her start to actually fully awaken and realize what's going on, or at least that something has you shaken up and her father as well. Something is obviously very serious. Your mind sort of in panic mode, picking out all of the details of what's going on as Caiaphas's mind does, things falling into place. At least Talia is already packed. You were supposed to get her moved in today. You were moving her into her dorm. But at least that's already done. Captain takes a quill, scribbles down an address, hands it to you. Some industrial district on the edge of town, not too far from your house. He hands it to you. Go here. Secure the proximity from the west to the east. I'll meet you there as soon as I can. It may not be safe for anyone else right now. When we clear it, then you go and grab Celine and you bring her here as well, okay? Clear it first. Meet with me in the center at this address.
Yes, sir. And
Caiaphas.
Yes.
Tell no one. That is an order.
Just gonna look him in the eye briefly before just nodding my head and just turning to go.
Go. You open the door. The dawn begins to break. And then we go back to our rumbling vehicle inside of the tank bus. Rolling through the mornings. So, Shiny Vanguard. You're all awake once more. Another night has passed in this twisted place.
I got a question for the party. From within the bus.
What?
Very relatively close proximity. Make sure that we got the cabin open so Crowley can hear. If we are going to be passing through Medford, do we wish to stop and see if there's anything worth finding before we leave?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but
Metro would have a lot of resources we could potentially pull.
it is a big city, right?
It is.
So potentially a lot
The
of
ghost
dangers
thing.
too.
Same.
Big city, but one I'm more intimately familiar with.
Okay, you got some plans of where you might want to go in particular then, if you're familiar?
There are a few spots we could go to pull resources. One of the HQs for the military. We could look around, find some supplies nearby. There's also a station there. We could potentially find a faster vehicle to get us the rest of the way out if necessary. Or just to see. But supplies most importantly, and there's one other stop I'd like to check.
There could be potentially, outside of just assisting our current endeavor, anything that may help in the long run wouldn't be amiss.
Crowley, is it alright to do an insight check on you for that one extra thing you might
Sure.
want to look at?
You're free to...
To see if there's like a personal matter
You
there?
can certainly try.
May I do one as well?
do I need to roll? I almost don't want to roll.
I don't know. I just a 15 to see if there's like some sort of personal motive you're trying to look at there.
You would notice that when he brings up somewhere else, he kind of hesitates slightly before he brings it up, like another spot.
Cool. If it's personal, all for it.
But if we could potentially find something that could be more widely relevant, it is worth the time.
I think it's smart to have a plan to be in and out. We don't want to spend a lot of time here. No dilly-dallying.
Depending on what angle we come from the city, we can sweep through very easily. I can notch off every single location and move south to north pretty easily.
DM, what was House Caneth's former seat located in Metrol, or was it located in a different city in Kyrie?
They have I want to say enclaves. I don't know if that's the right word in every city, but their main location was in Making, I believe.
Was in Making. Okay,
Yes.
that's why I was like, I couldn't remember if it was in Metrol or not. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I was like, if that's here. We're seeing what they were cooking up. What were they cooking? People let them cook. What did they cook? I want to know.
Metro was the capital before the morning, though.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but that wasn't like how fucking whatchamacallit is the seat. Where was it? Where Rote is the seat of right. of the other house that I'm blanking on making was the seat of House Kenneth. Right. So they would have more stuff there. I mean, we could detour real quick. It's only like way down south.
Some of the major
Oh, like
places
5 days.
in Metro that might be of interest are the Lightning Rail Station and the Vault, and the Palace and the Arena, Cathedral, even the Palace.
Palace. Pip's gonna say
They got
less.
expensive things at those places.
Nobody's
what
been
we
around.
seek is
to
not
take
merely
it.
gold.
There are a lot of secrets hidden in Metro, but I wouldn't wish to dally there any longer, and definitely not at night.
Yeah, well, let's all just make sure that when we get there, we promise to stick close and let Crowley lead the way.
Sure.
Carly, I will say, as you're sort of naming off these places and you're thinking about Metro, how it's laid out and how you guys are going to move around, the tank bus is definitely going to be like very easy to, like, you can maneuver around the streets of Metro. It's a very big city. Some of the places you named are going to be a bit more difficult in the sense that they are on, as I mentioned before, like large pedestals that over the city. There are certain cities that, or certain parts of the city where there are trolleys that went up to certain locations. Not like skyscrapers, but like, you know, that they have the Tinkerer and they have the Automaton, and these are basically giant statues that hold up parts of the city that are a little bit more difficult to get to.
And Crowley will bring that up as well. It's like there are parts of the city we'll need to get out of the bus, and they require trolleys and other things to get us up. But I assure you that if there would be anything of their value, it would be there.
All right.
We'll not overstay our welcome, but make sure we look around.
I tell you, if there is something to be found, it would be in one of these locations.
Do we have any maps, maybe, or could you draw us a quick map or something like that, so we could kind of?
Both of
Oh,
Crowley's
sure.
hands are currently taken.
Looks away from the
Oh, yeah.
starts drawing.
Well, we're not gonna get there today, right, DM?
No.
Yeah, so we can do it if we stop again. We get
I have-
Crowley to-
Yeah, I have my inks and parchment. I can draw a map, or at least a very general, for the locations we'll be going to.
If Artyom had one, it's probably long burnt now.
Unfortunately, I just have a newer map, which does not contain much of old Kyrie, but I remember.
Well,
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
hell.
And while you guys are having this conversation, if I could please have you all roll a perception check for me.
Woo!
Let's go. Danger.
Purples for perception.
Oh, not good.
Fuck.
15.
15,
11.
11.
Who's rolling? Is it everyone?
Yes. And if you two are attempting Gabriel's first surgery, this first leg of the journey, yours will be at disadvantage.
Natural
Are we-
20 for 26.
26, very nice.
Nice.
Otto, are we
11.
gonna be surgerying him?
I would say we should at least try due
Sounds good.
to time constraints.
You can't more break his spine.
I rolled a
I mean, you
15
definitely
both
sure about that?
times.
You
Is
sure?
perception
Accidentally rip
right?
his-
Hey, we're talking over
Accidentally
each
rip
other
its
one at a
spine
time,
off
guys.
the
One at a
table.
time.
Yep.
This is perception?
See.
Correct.
Okay.
And if you're doing the surgery, it's going to be a disadvantage.
I rolled the same number twice.
Nice.
Nice.
Cody. 19.
Boom.
25.
Very nice.
I'll say the drone is too busy helping with surgery to roll perception.
Azur,
23.
23. And Crowley with a nat 20 for a total of
26.
26. Pit,
11.
11. Brune,
11.
11. Okay.
We out here.
Crowley. Everybody sort of in the middle of the conversation, and your mind, you're spouting off answers. You know Metrol. You don't need to draw a map. You've memorized that town. You know every nook and cranny of that city, but sort of just keeps popping up in your mind where you want to go. It takes place. And even over the rumble of the tank blast, you feel a... And at first you probably think that it's like a backfire, maybe. Otto may have the combustion ratios off for the engine until it gets a little bit more severe.
Hot punch.
And then you realize that the next time you hear it, you also feel it. Something big is moving. Something incredibly large is nearby.
Everyone quiet down. Can you feel that? Something shaking the bus.
Uh-oh.
Are you stopping?
Kind of scared to stop, but I will slow down, bring just to a stop.
Bring it to a stop. With it
being pointed out to us, can the rest of us kind of...
When Crowley slows down and the tank blast kind of goes quiet, you all sort of feel the rumble in the steel beneath your feet. And it's...
With a couple of... As quickly as possible, with like a survival check or something from the 2 steps, can I tell if they're getting longer or closer away? Further or closer?
I mean,
away?
I'm not going to say with a survival check, the intensity of the vibrations are enough to know that while you wouldn't be able to sort of gather where it's coming from, you're feeling the vibrations and they are increasing in intensity. They are getting closer to your location.
I will jump out and see if I can see anything. If it's something that's big.
You jump out, you look around, you see it's fog at the moment.
Shit.
Which means whatever is causing this is very, very large.
Does that ring any bells for anybody?
Something very, very big.
That would be in the Mournlands, potentially.
Any number of things could be in the Mournlands.
I can think of some things that are big.
I know. That's why I'm wondering if there would be any if that might occur to any of the characters. It's not just players. Fuck's sake. It's really best for us to sit still. If it is
Yeah, we should
closer.
probably go as fast as we can, and that be lit.
Crowley's gonna start moving again. Can you get a sense for what direction it's coming from?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Before we start moving again.
You feel it and you sit here for a couple of more beats. You're feeling it, and it's the rattling around you. Some things are just so large that when they make a sound, it's going to sound like it's coming from every direction. Something that human ears just can't necessarily pinpoint.
Oh shit.
The only certainty that you have right now is that it's moving towards you.
It's okay, there's non-humans in the party. Anyway, I'll see.
not particularly keen of hearing.
No, it's psychic damage incoming.
Bring it!
Are you
I
moving?
think this place hasn't already fucked me up.
Just gonna towards Koshik and Otto. It may be best to secure your patient. Make sure that they are as still as possible.
With some skidding of the tires, we start pulling off again.
Staying on the rails, continuing on.
Understood.
You're gonna secure your patient.
I mean, it's spinal surgery, so I'm guessing he's...
Oh, there you go.
Otto's with the magics of the Mournlands, Otto keeps blue screening.
He's probably pretty secure. That was the end of the sentence.
Yeah. That you probably already
Let's
have
just start
very
talking
soon.
about Milo when he comes back, so he's very confused.
Probably already pretty...
Oh,
Welcome
sulky Cody is.
Am I back?
Yes.
I don't know. Are you?
Is Milo back?
Okay.
I was
It's back.
saying, I don't know how much of what I said actually made it through.
Gabriel's pretty
But I said,
secure.
yeah, him being a spinal surgery patient, he's probably already lashed down pretty solidly. But
Right.
whatever additional measures could be taken would be taken.
So we're gonna say that Gabriel is in here and strapped down. They are very, very secure, and any attempt to move them at this point is going to take
Effort.
the actions of 3 people in 1 round or the actions of 1 person in 3 rounds. Okay?
What if we just cut the straps?
We'll roll.
Yeah, well, we
Okay.
just throw them out the window and leave them behind as bait
What the
Think
fuck?
so? Yeah.
Well,
for whatever. I mean,
Since Pip suggested, let's just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Y'all, they're ridiculous.
Our resident sociopath.
We are good guys in this campaign. Just
practical. Practical.
we're trying to be good guys at least.
You guys start moving down the tracks. It stops. Crowley sort of white knuckling the wheel to see if you feel that vibration. Don't feel it anymore. You see in the distance on the tracks themselves, you see them from about 100 feet out, so plenty of time to react. Humanoid figures standing on the tracks that you follow. What do you do?
How many?
Sit in front of me or behind?
In front of you.
Okay.
How
They
many?
look-
Because I was going to make a joke about objects being closer than they appear.
do they appear metallic and wood in nature?
You want to give me a perception check?
I would love to give you a
I would
perception
like to
check.
look and see what I'm staring at too.
I want to count them.
It's 22.
22. You want to count them? Give me a perception
Yes.
check.
Oh fuck. Perception is purple. There we go. 21.
21.
Finally.
Hey,
Very nice.
good.
Quick interjection, DM. How long have we been working on this particular segment of surgery by this juncture?
I rolled the d6 to see how far along you had gotten. It is, luckily for you, at the 6th hour of your surgery.
A dub. 24 more hours of surgery to go.
Correct.
That's rough.
is this the best use of resources? Just
Okay.
Let's find out. Let's
We're
find out
driving.
on top of
It's
that.
not costing
RTM
us anything.
Looking for the composition of these creatures in the distance, and you do see glints of metal from the little bit of sunlight. They are definitely clad in metal, and you do see some light glowing from the eye sockets.
Maybe some spiky silhouettes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Rune, your
Uh-huh.
count is inconclusive, as you see
There's that
4
many.
that are prominent and on the tracks themselves, but then you see some less clear images in the fog from how far you are out.
Can I guesstimate?
From the number you can gather right here, about 10 in total.
10 or more of the figures on the tracks.
They are Warforged. Friends of our little guy, I guess.
Not very far from.
Crowley and
Yeah,
RTM, since you're
they're-
looking at them, they hail you.
Oh,
I'm
They're-
going to. Yeah.
they're flagging us down.
Did we send Otto out?
That may be wise.
Are we far enough along that Kashik could continue the surgery without disrupting it, or has it completed?
Yeah, I'll say at this point, you guys are far enough along to where Kasha could handle the last bit of it. Absolutely.
She just tying up them stitches.
What's the
There he goes
any-
again.
any plants in the area?
Clip it now.
I
God
got
damn
it.
it! Clip
That's
that one
also
too.
a good one.
Oh man, if I had to endure it, Cody has to endure it. I had to endure this back when my internet
Oh, it's
kept
frozen
cutting out.
again? Oh, there you
Okay. So, you could absolutely do that. Crowley, they're hailing you on the tracks themselves. What are you doing?
I will, are they hailing us like, move over here or stuff like that? I will approach close. Yeah, I'll move a little closer while talking like,
Pull over.
Sato? Yeah, whoa there. Sato, I'll bring Otto up here if he's got a chance, and I'm just going to slowly pull up to where they're hailing.
Otto, my lad. I think you're needed.
Yeah, Otto will. And Kaushik, if you could take it from here, I am going to attempt to assist in negotiations.
Of course, I've done this
He
sutures
will-
100 times.
Proceed to the front.
And I'm doing the sutures.
I'm doing the bus creep, but like slowly.
You slow it down. Okay.
Yeah, slowing down, pulling over. As close enough.
Right. They stand there, pretty unmoving, other than the one that is beckons you. How close do you get to these figures with the bus?
How close does he keep beckoning?
He stops after you get about 30 feet from it. If you continue much past that point.
No, we're good at 30 feet, then. We're good. We're
Okay.
good.
All right. You stop. One just sort of yells out to the tank bus as you guys are just sitting there then looking at all of them.
I'm on the top.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you still on the top? You just wave at them? RTM, you see 4 individuals in front of you. The one that is currently in front of this group of 4 does have bladed accoutrement across its chassis. You see
Accoutrement.
various curved blades sort of worked into his working. He also carries what seems to be some sort of cloak or cape over one shoulder and covering his right arm, his left completely, what he's using to hail you with, completely outside of the cloak itself. The one, he has 3 more people beside him. The one immediately beside him, sort of in front with him, looks like a warforged that has seen a lot of battle, as you see deep gouges running all across his chassis everywhere. You'll also see, you know how emo kids used to wear like multiple belts that are just sort of off kilter and just on their sides? You know what I'm talking about?
Still do every day of the week.
Yeah, so on his waist, you'll see a couple that have like silver bells on them. On another one, you see other like trinkets of some sort. And give me a quick religion check.
Who?
RT.
That will be a total of 16.
16. You've seen these silver bells before, and then you sort of realize some of the other ones as well as you're looking these figures over. Those silver bells are what Silver Flame Knights wear to identify a lycanthropes, and he has about 20 of them just hanging off of his waist. Another one are like symbols of the blood of Bull, and he has like 14 on another one just across his waist, and you realize that these are trophies in multiple different belts. This Warforged has seen a lot of war, and if those trophies are he's won a lot of them. Another one standing off to the side. Sorry, as I scroll back up, I got my notes out of order. Is a bit smaller in stature, however, thin blades come off of his pauldrons in different directions, and you see arm blades that are not currently extended, straight and with like elbow sockets that look almost like cross guards, like but fancy like metal
Like
work
basket
cross
hilts?
guards. Yeah, there you go. Basket hilts. Thank you. For his shoulder sockets. The other one, a bit of a brute, about 8 feet tall or so, with one large sword hilt sticking above his head, seemingly the blade stuck in his back. As you do, and you're sitting on the top, you wave. The one with the cloak across the shoulder. We would have words with your group.
Absolutely. It's good to meet someone else in the wasteland willing to talk.
Are the vague
Otto just kind
figures,
of-
are they remaining vague?
They are standing back, but with a high enough with a perception check, and you just sort of focusing on them a while. They're staying back and just essentially like holding actions to see if what happens next. You can see them at a very readied stance, and you count 4 plus about 10 more after this.
About 10 more, so total of
Yeah.
14.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot of dudes.
I want to go home.
Crowley's gonna stand up because we can all hear that, right?
Yep.
Or-
He shouts it
Yeah.
out.
Well, Crowley will stand up and pat Otto on the shoulder and just make for the door. Hop down.
We've
Otto
got
will.
a couple inside that are injured. Is it alright if we stay in there, not trying to pull any surprises on you or anything?
I'd rather not speak across the expanse. If you would, those who can walk, please do. Keep
Otto
your
will
weapons,
approach
but
with Crowley. Oops, sorry.
okay, yeah, no problem. He shouts out, "Keep your weapons, but keep them sheathed."
Koshik is gonna stay on the bus and keep suturing this boy.
Koshik, at this point, you finish up, and Gabriel, at this point, Venora's done. Gabriel is taken care of, still strapped down, unless you want to undo them. But they are taken care of right now as far as medical help goes.
I'm also gonna accompany
Mhm.
on my way out, and unless is it only Koshik staying behind to make sure Gabriel is not going to regress?
I said a couple, so if we want to.
I don't know.
Whoever
I'm,
wants to
I'm,
come
asking,
out.
I'm about to direct a comment to somebody who's staying behind.
I assumed that only Gabriel and Vernora were staying by since
Gabriel
Koshik is
Moran.
no longer needed.
Well, Koshik's sticking behind, I guess, to make
I'm
sure.
staying anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Venora will
Okay.
speak up. I am going with you.
Perfect.
I'm gonna if Koshik is still kind of attending to Gabriel, I'm gonna say to Venora, stay at the wheel. If things go south, drive forward.
No, thank you. And she steps off the bus behind RTM.
Fuck's sake.
Well, if everyone's
Koshik.
that's
You
gonna
do that.
keep out. Yeah, Crowley will start moving forward with the arms open.
Kind of slide into the not into the seat, but kind of like. I'll stay and nurse the wounded. I'll watch the wounded.
Well, Otto is going to make sure he is shoulder to shoulder with Crowley, recalling the mindset of the last Warforged we encountered. So.
Sure.
Can I insight check Venora real quick?
Sure. What are you looking for?
She really wants to participate in this, and I'm not sure why, considering how how avoidant of danger they were when we first ran into them.
Mm-hmm.
And can I insight check Pip for the opposite reason?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
That's between you two. I'm gonna say
Oh wait, I have advantage on this. so
deducing a
13.
reason why for an insight check is a bit outside the realm of an insight check, as you've already deduced that she wants to leave this bus and she wants to be outside.
Right.
I think
I'm trying to
ahead.
I'm just thinking, I guess what I'm looking for specifically is does it seem like she is like this change in attitude from wanting to be closer to danger is due to like aggressive feelings?
Okay, you're trying to see if she's okay.
Like is she hostile towards the like Warforged, or specifically these Warforged?
Yeah, go ahead and what's that insight check?
Well, I have advantage. I dropped a nat 1 for a 13 for a total of 16.
16. You don't sense hostility. You do sense determination. She was very brusque with you. She is gonna be out there, and she's gonna make sure she is. So they're like, I think Brune gets that she's not necessarily hostile towards anything.
She feel like she has like something to prove.
I think that Brune sort of gets, she has a reason she wants to be out there. What that reason is, you're not sure.
Okay. Well, if there is a reason that, because I can't really fucking think of one, I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye on her.
Okay. Yeah. And you were insight checking Pip to see if she's gonna.
I think we just had a misunderstanding.
Yeah, so yeah, offline I think, but like for an inside check would just reveal that Pip thought that nobody was staying on the bus. Like she thought Kaushik was getting off the bus too, and so she was going to make sure that there was one person on the bus ready to drive.
I'm ready to take off. I don't know how to drive, but I want to learn.
Gas.
Yeah. So in that case, if with all that going on, right, would Pip have Pip would have noticed that like determination. No, I'm going, right, from Venora. Yeah. So I think just with her natural not trusting anybody, and who would be insistent on going to meet Warforged if they didn't have to. As soon as she realized that Kaushik was staying on the bus, she'd kind of make eye contact with Kaushik, like, and give her like a meaningful look. Look at the steering wheel, and then like turn around and glide, keeping an eye on Baron. Like, so she's gonna be at the back, trying to hang back to like see what's going on with everybody.
All right. Azur approaching with them as well.
Yeah.
So, group staying back on the bus. The rest of you walking up the tracks to meet these four that are in front. As you walk up and get a little bit closer, not much of an insight check needed to see that at least the three behind the one that's been addressing you, the guy with the cloak, that there's a lot of very reactionary behavior possible should weapons be drawn here. A very tense situation. The one in front, you would think, would be meeting you at a bar somewhere. As you approach. My name is Lieutenant Saber of the Blades. And my lord would have words with you. And that's where we're going to go on break.
Hey. Have words with D's.
You can tell them that on your own time.
So.
I just go, Tiber Septum? Sorry.
No stress. None at all.
So, thank you guys for joining us.
I've seen you.
Thank you guys for playing with us. We're going to take a quick bio break. I suggest you do the same. Drop a follow if you haven't yet. And yeah, donate to Extra Life while we're on break and all this good stuff. And we'll be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.
Or will we? Bye.
Be back soon.
What?
And welcome back, everybody. We hope you enjoyed your bio break. It's the last break of this campaign before I murder all these players, not characters.
Clap.
All right, anyways.
I think I have some time between the other murders and myself.
You'll never see it coming.
Clip it.
Never see me coming.
That's a joke for TOS reasons. In game. There we go. That's the fix for everything, right? In game. You just gotta say in game after everything. So,
in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Welcome
When I
back.
pass away, it's just gonna play that file.
Yeah, we're Hard Knock Dice. We're playing across Eberron. I want to hop back into it, so we're going to give you a very brief rundown.
Yeah.
Our heroes have built a Mournland to traverse the Mournlands, a very scary and twisted place, the ruinous remains of the country of Kyrie, Crowley's homeland. They have now constructed a tank bus, an armored vehicle, to make their way across this terrible place, on which they have now run into a ghostly battle of times past. They have also been working on their zombie friends. They are trying desperately to fix their fatal wounds before they reach the edges of the Mournlands, succeeding on Venora's surgery, and now working on Gabriel's, who is currently strapped down in the vehicle inside of the tank bus, as she's just finished her most recent surgery and is currently resting. So we pick back up as they were stopped. They heard a loud, or more felt than heard, vibrations through the tank bus itself. Something massive is in the distance. And then not too long after that, they see Warforged on the tracks in front of them. These Warforged hailed them. The Shining Vanguard did not attempt to skirt around or flee. They did instead decide to stop and answer this call. The one in front has introduced himself as Saber, a lieutenant of the Blades, and that their Lord wishes to speak with them. If you're amenable to doing so, I will lead you there. This is optional for you. It is not optional for the ones that you have picked up.
Could we inquire as to the meaning and intent of this meeting?
My Lord's curiosity for you.
And for the others?
That is my Lord's business.
Do you mean them harm?
It should depend on their answers. And should they give them?
Otto will
So hard.
Yeah, Otto turns and looks back at Venora.
I'm fine with meeting your Lord.
Do you know how far away your lord is from our current location?
I will lead you there.
Or could you give us a time frame? Would it be days, hours?
Because we're just trying to leave. We didn't want to.
You understand, we are in a tight time frame, so it would assist us to at least know what we are looking at.
Few minutes travel.
Oh, well, that seems fine, I guess.
I'm more than willing to talk.
One moment, please, DM. I gotta roll something real quick.
Sure.
Are Warforged like? Do they have any like vulnerabilities to damage types?
Otto is going to turn and send a message to Venora saying, Miss Venora, have completely transparent with us. Is there any reason that you know of that they would want to speak to you specifically?
In the middle of your sentence, she walks past the group and begins walking past the Warforged, where Saber's hand is sort of beckoning them to. And she just starts walking towards the direction.
Otto will send another message to Artyom. It is my belief that there might be something up with Miss Venora and or her companions.
This is, yeah.
And yen at this point.
Their mission was shady.
Let's figure this out as we meet with these people. I don't want to cause them any harm. Hey, excuse me, sirs. Is it all right if we bring this vehicle with us?
Sort of looks at each other. Give me a persuasion check, Arthur.
Yeah, great at those. Woo! Oh shit! I rolled a 19. Let's go. Dirty 20.
Whoa!
It seems only fair. He takes his finger in the air above his head. You see several of the other ones that were sort of off in the fog itself throw their legs over something, and you hear smaller engines start and go deeper into the fog.
They got our motorcycles.
We got our motorcycle.
Otto will
That's
follow
for our
up with,
motorcycles.
we appreciate your diplomatic approach. Thank you.
Pip's get a motorcycle.
I didn't put a lock on it, guys.
Someone hopping aboard the tank bus, and Saber leads you a few minutes into the fog, no more than about a 10-minute journey or so off the tracks. But you are several hundred feet away from the tracks at this point, and they do disappear behind you as you leave them there.
Concerning.
A few minutes later, tank bus sort of rolling with the group that is on foot. Looming structure comes into view. Massive metal panels, about the size of a skyscraper that has fallen onto its side. What would surely be several hundred feet tall were it upright, still sits probably 60 to 100 feet in height as it is prone. 2 arms, a head, down one of its arms that you see on one side, written in massive red letters, block letters that are probably taller than any group here, so it is visible from miles away were it to be clear weather. Karn Slayer written down one arm. A warforged colossus lies prone with no legs, crawling throughout the Mournlands, currently stationary. No lights turned on at this very moment. As you get close and they see Saber, lights, boom, boom, you just hear them chunking on and lights appear. On the back side of this, where the no legs are, you see like bits of steel and reinforcements off to the side, and just tiny specks in the fog and distance. You see warforged hanging off of them and looking down at the newcomers. As you approach this place, you get closer and closer, and it just looms above you. Hands sort of, and you can see where it has dragged itself through the moorlands to this very spot. You see massive cannons mounted near the shoulders and head. Saber leads you up to this place, doors on the sides of this as he opens it into just a dark expanse inside of the Warforged Colossus itself. After you.
After I go.
Yeah, head inside.
And as,
God, this seems like
as
such
earlier,
a bad fucking idea.
Otto continues to say up with Crowley.
In all honesty, we're probably a lot safer inside the Warforged Colossus than outside.
I don't know. Depends on how many fucking warforged are in it.
It's a master mold just chugging out new Warforged.
Yeah, guess we're going in.
Okay. Pip, Kaushik, are you staying on the tank bus, or are you going with the rest of the party at this point? Your presence has been noted, but
Since they did specifically say that it was a requirement for Gabriel to be seen by their person, I presume Gabriel is going to have to be leaving the tank bus. Therefore, I too will be assisting him in leaving the tank bus.
okay. We'll say it's easily enough to get them into like a wheelchair of some sort, and bring them through here. Easily enough to stabilize at this point after the surgery.
DM,
Yeah.
Can I note Gabriel's response to all of this, since we saw their companion's response?
Yeah, you can give me an insight check.
Oh, for the love of money. Stress does not do Pip any wonders whatsoever. That's an 11.
With an 11, they seem groggy. They're still coming out of the surgery, and eyes. It doesn't seem like maybe the gravity of the situation has fully dawned on them. They're just sort of looking at their friends and a bit out of it at the moment.
Okay, so Pip will kind of follow behind, like just a few steps, 4 or 5 steps behind Kaushik, pushing Gabriel.
Then the entire group, the tank bus left behind, warforged standing on various parts of this colossus. Some of them just tiny dots in the distance as they look down at the group. All eyes locked onto this party as you're walking into here. They lead you through corridors, dark, some lit, some dark, and just metal, like metal hallways. And as you're going through here, all decorated, you see blades along the walls, all the warforged that sit and watch you. And as you make your way through these corridors, every single one of them are watching you, eyes looking on you like you are the prize at the end of a steak dinner. Just eyes locked onto you as you're going through. You'll see various bladed accoutrements across their pauldrons, on their arms. Hundreds and hundreds of warforged. You continue through this area. They lead you up. And finally, after several twisting turns through this colossus, they lead you to basically what would be the helm inside the head of this colossus. A windowed bay stretches out in front of you, and you see the moorlands on the other side, the fog of the moorlands on the other side of these massive windows. Before what you can assume at this point, lieutenants not moving far from you as they lead you through, and they follow behind you as well. And you are followed by a convoy of warforged. They lead you up onto this helm. You are greeted with the sight of several different, essentially what would be like control panels up front by these massive windows. That would be the eyes or the head of this warforged. And in the middle of all of it, a large seat, throne, if you will, blades on all sides. If you would think to some modern version of the Iron Throne, swords sticking up and through it and down on all the sides. They lead you out onto this bay, and wordlessly, they start banging their feet or blades on the ground in unison. Those of you that have dark vision, there are several different exits on the sides of you, and would be not quite that big. Jesus Christ.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's ridiculous. Anyways, what would be like various service hallways off to the sides of you, shrouded in darkness. To those that don't have dark vision, maybe lead to some sort of escape. Those of you that do have dark vision, you look over and in them, and you see warforged standing in them. You're surrounded by more warforged than what it looks like in this very room, as they just stand in the doorways back and shrouded by darkness. Maybe to give you some sort of sense of safety, but that pretty much goes out of the window when they just start smashing blades or their foot into the ground, smacking on some sort of metal, and all in unison, they stop. And everything goes silent.
I don't like this at all.
A voice behind you, as you look beyond the throne.
I appreciate you accepting my invitation.
As you turn, and about 14 feet tall, covered in green metallic plates and blades off of his pauldrons, off of his helm. Wings, adamantine wings, fly off of his back, though they are currently folded in. And in his hands, a large, what would what would be a large spear to you, but with 3 adamantine blades on each side. He holds across his back at the moment, not in his hands.
I am glad to see that you've accepted my invitation. You have piqued my curiosity. If you would please, let's have a conversation.
We appreciate the peaceable nature of the invitation. Thank you.
Of course. Please keep your weapons outside of your hands. Do not attempt to cast spells. Do not attempt any sort of magic or any sort of aggressive actions. Should you do so, I would not be able to guarantee your safety for very long. Are we in agreement?
You have my word, I will not draw or do anything aggressive, as I'm sure most of my party will not. Side eyes, Pip.
Weapons are for enemies. You have made it clear that we are not enemies. Sense of friends. Such things are not needed.
Perhaps we will hold
kinda.
off on the labels.
He says, fuck your optimism.
Too early for labels. We don't know each other like that. No.
There was a very heavy, like, silent yet after Otto said, "We are not enemies yet." Unspoken.
He walks, and as he does, the banging of the swords and blades around you, covering his footsteps before no longer do you hear the metal creak under his feet of this large creature, this warforged covered in adamantine at this point, move around to the chair, and the blade that he carries on his back, some sort of ferromagnetic technology, taking it off, hovers in the air and hits the side of the throne itself as he sits down and beckons for you to stand in front of him. Backs to the window of the windows of the Karnslayer.
What is how's Venora looking right about now? And Gabriel, I suppose.
Yeah.
If I could get a quick assessment of both of them.
Sure. Give me an insight check.
We'll do. We're gonna use the white and gold as well. Woo woo. Roll my dice.
And also Gabriel too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Both Gabriel and Venora, since they're both here.
Yeah.
Just kind of looking between the two. That is. I'm not. I don't know why I keep forgetting this. Yeah, that's just a 19.
19. With a 19, Venora looks. You see a tinge of fear, but that determination is still overriding that at this point. She looks around. There's a purpose here. But
Cool.
with that 19, I'll say that since you have stepped in the corridors of the Karnslayer, her eyes have been exploring the Karnslayer itself. Not looking at all of the warforged that surround her, but looking down corridors that you're not being led down.
Yeah,
She's looking for something.
Crashed my asshole.
Would a dirty 20 hit? Would that extra point have gotten me anything different or anything additional?
Not with that. That's about it seems that you're getting that she's looking for something. You're not exactly
And
sure.
Gabriel's still just in the chair, just.
Yeah, Gabriel seems kind of zonked at the moment as you guys are going through the corridors, and they seem to be kind of coming to, I would say, a bit of fear in their eyes, as they weren't introduced to the situation like you guys were. So that's about the extent of what you're getting, is trying to wrap their mind around where they currently are.
Okay. So make mental note of whatever their actual reasons for coming into the Mornland probably had something to do with the Warforged Colossus, or something that might be housed in it, or something that they knew was in the possession of this group, maybe. Cool.
Beckons you around to the front of the throne as he sits in it, sort of looking over. Otto, give me an Arcana check for me, please.
Oh shit, okay, thank God. I'm good at those. 24.
24 is very good. You're looking over this specimen, this machine. It's next to impossible not to. The work that has been done on this creature is, in one word, sophisticated. You see not just the functional bits, not just the blades that are incredibly well maintained and surely magical. You see pieces that have never probably been like, Otto at least has memories of Milo seeing Warforged and stuff, and they're very clearly non-war based functionalities on this. Like his jaws, when he moves to speak, are sophisticated and move and don't just mimic the mouth of a human's like mandible or jaw, but instead they move in unison. You see multiple moving parts, maybe just to help with like enunciating. Maybe it's for volume, you're not exactly sure, but there's clearly been a lot of modification, and whoever did it is good. Come to the front of the throne, and you see just eyes of study as the Lord of Blade. Oh, did I say Milo again? Did I say Milo this time? Otto? Did I say it? I did. Whoops. Oh well. I'll kill one of the characters soon enough, that way I stop.
A dub.
Wait, what? No!
It piques my curiosity why I find Fleshbound so deep within the moorlands. So may I ask, what has brought you this far?
Well, it's a bit of a story, to be completely honest. The short and sweet of it is we were intercepted by a friend of ours that sacrificed his life for us from the great beyond in the midst of a plane shift, as we were coming back to try and save the world from an imminent invasion from Zoriat. Cliff notes. And he dropped us out here for some reason I do not know.
We are currently on our way. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we make our way east to forge a line by Sheik to battle these creatures.
Our traveling companions we met along the way.
Yeah, right.
We will be to them soon enough. You have an ally, an acquaintance that has dropped you into the middle of this twisted lands, with no direction. Am I understanding this correct?
It was quite the jarring experience.
He said it was necessary in the moment that we met during planes.
Intriguing indeed. You must be of a skill level to make it this far. Essentially unharmed from what I see. And unchanged for the most part.
Yeah, there are some complications along the way, but we made it through so pretty good so far.
Luck, strategy, and capability have allowed us to make it this far.
No
We are
one
used
is
to
that
hostile.
lucky in this place.
We are used to hostile environments of one nature or another, but nothing can truly prepare you for the Mornlands.
This we could agree on. I'm glad that we are already finding common ground.
This guy is so fucking creepy.
It also piques my curiosity why a machine finds himself amongst fleshbound this far within the Moorlands.
I joined with them long before entering the Moorlands. My father was one of their original members.
Father.
Indeed, Milo Goggins. I am Otto Goggins.
Otto Goggins. Intriguing.
It is quite the unique scenario.
You are unique indeed. I know the Kenneth catalog backwards and forwards in all Warforged models that exist within. I do not believe I would find you amongst its pages.
You would be correct.
Interesting. Could I take a look? Inside, I mean.
I would prefer not at this time, until we are better acquainted.
Fair enough.
So damn, take me out to dinner first.
What questions would you have so that we could become better acquainted?
Your intent. The nature of your organization. Very little, if anything at all, is known about you, and what little is known is likely to be rumor and speculation.
And we like to keep it that way. For the more that people know, the more fleshbound that may make this journey in your footsteps, attempting to find such a place. Isn't that right?
And he looks at Venora and Gabriel. And then back to you.
Based on our experiences, it seems that expeditions by fleshbound, as you call them, are generally doomed.
Say that one more time for me. I was reading about mustaches in chat. My bad.
Sorry. He said, based on the results of Venora and Gabriel's craft, that expeditions by fleshbound are generally doomed, or seem to be generally doomed.
Which is why you have piqued my curiosity, the lot of you, making it out this far relatively unscathed and with mildly advanced technology.
Referencing your tank class outside.
Otto probably visibly perks up and looks kind of proud of himself. The commentary on the technology.
It is about this point where the doors open and you see a small black iron warforged sneak in behind and look at the situation that's going on.
Friend, it is wonderful to see you again.
Lord of Blades looks back and looks back at you.
Zashi told me of his interaction with you. He said that you removed his blades.
I was unfamiliar with the local etiquette. Upon the guarantee of the safety of my companions, I returned them. I am now familiar with the etiquette and would not make such a mistake a second time.
You took them off with the knowledge that you could put them back on. Let me ask you, would you give a fleshbound the same knowledge knowing that you couldn't? Or perhaps you could?
It was my understanding at the time that it was akin to taking a swordsman's weapon. I am now of the belief that it is perhaps a different dynamic.
What part of you is not a weapon? Can you not fight with your fists, your feet, your arms, your head even?
Were I competently trained, very likely. Could the same not be said of any one of you?
It could. Thus, do not remove someone's blades here. Unless
So we have learned.
it is of course that they deserve doing so, and they can earn them back. But of course you did not know the law, the etiquette here. It's forgivable. Typically when machines find their way out there, it is by no accident. It is a purposeful journey, one that is arduous, not taken lightly, and with purpose, to find meaning here. That you have found yourself here amongst fleshbound, protectors, defenders of these fleshbound, beholden to them. Intriguing. Nonetheless, Saber, please bring in the prisoner.
The one with the cloak leaves the area temporarily and comes back, his arms with a human man, a bit gaunt, wearing manacles currently, head not bald, but definitely like very close cut to his head, wearing old Chiron clothes that seemed a bit torn up and like kind of ragged at this point. He's led in front of the Lord of Blades and in front of your group.
Look amongst the group here. Identify the ones that were with you at the time, with your mission.
Sort of looks up. And as he points his head, Venora goes, "You fucking coward."
Very well. You have honored your part of the deal. I will honor mine. Your choice, the Moorlands or the Blade.
The prisoner that they brought in, head hanging still. I will take the blade.
Very well. Pass. Please honor his request.
One with several gouges in his armor takes the prisoner and leads him out of the room.
Mr. Lord of Blades, could you clarify what is going on? I am quite confused as to why you would have some problem with our traveling companions. And their companion? Why was he given such a harsh ultimatum?
It was his choice in the end, however. The ones that you have found here, the ones that he has identified, sent on a mission here. And if his word is to be trusted, sent on a mission here to steal from me, or at the very least spy from me. A fruitless journey, it seems.
Miss Venora, were you dishonest about your intentions?
We had heard you had some sort of weapon, or attempting to recreate the weapon that caused the mourning. At this point, she's addressing the Lord of Blades. We wanted to know if you had it. Not necessarily steal it from you, but possibly negotiate for it. Laughter sort of fills the chamber here.
Miss Venora, why would you deceive us?
I didn't deceive you. How did I do such a thing? I told you that I was coming out here for a purpose to find the cause of the mourning.
Your motives were more complex. It is a variation of a lie of omission.
No, it's not really a lie of omission saying they're trying to understand the origins of the mourning and saying you're trying to spy on someone who might have another device that could do the same thing. That's not a lie of them. That's a lie. It's just a flat lie.
I don't know any of you, and that seemed irrelevant at the time. We were attempting to leave and get out of this place. You offered your hand and help, which we appreciate.
I see.
Do you have that capability? Addressing the Lord of Blades. To do what
Well-
has been done in this place again.
And perhaps more importantly, the intent.
If I had that capability, this world may look different already. But alas, I do not. And much consideration would be given before I made such a decision. I myself do not see a decision like that to be very efficient. To tear the world down and make it twisted does not seem like a good idea, regardless of how I feel on the flesh-bound matters. So,
I've got some bad news for you. If you're not a fan of flesh people, a whole lot of it's coming to take over the world. Very soon. Months away. Zodiac counts for the world.
You inquired as to our group. We are the Shining Vanguard, and our primary purpose is to stop that from happening.
Like, it will be the ultimate twisted.
the plane of madness has attempted its incursions on the world before. You intend to stop it now. Again.
As long as we have to stop it, we stop it.
And you are looking for what? Allies in this fight?
Why would you not look for allies in a fight that's going to potentially destroy the world?
The unfortunate truth is, convincing the leaders of the world of that is proving difficult. In reality, we should all be aligned.
Unsurprising. Fleshbound do not typically know their end is near until it arrives. Before we get on to matters, there is something I must address. The companions that you have with you, of which I thought there were 3, Where is the third?
Died of mysterious circumstances. Though maybe not quite as mysterious in light of recent deceptions.
Probably like hear the cogs turning as Otto's trying to connect the dots.
Me too.
I'm insinuating that he was killed because he was getting to the point of like ratting the mission out.
That's fiendish in nature, though.
She could be a warlock.
Venora, do you know any more about Mr. Xandros' death that
No.
you did not originally reveal to us?
I do not.
I see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. It seemed the manner of his death had somehow fiendish in nature. I was like
Oh,
to
sorry.
insight check the Lord of Blades on the revelation that there were fiends involved.
Okay.
Or fiendish magic, regardless.
I don't fucking. This dude said that if he had it, he would consider leveling the planet. I do no longer. All faith has been lost with this guy. Like, nope. 18.
18.
If that seems surprising to him or anything, just what his reaction to there being something fiendish nearby.
No, you don't see surprise. He's rather unflinching on the matter. Doesn't seem to care one way or the other.
If it isn't... Oh, sorry.
No. I was just gonna say real quick as a response. You've said that there's fiends involved, and you sort of looked at the Lord of Blades to see if he was surprised.
There are many monstrosities that wander the moorlands. Fiendish, aberrational, all of different types and breeds and flavors.
This particular individual was unique amongst his traveling companions, for his supernatural injuries appeared to be made as a weapon, or made from a weapon, as opposed to collision. If it would be a source of comfort to you, we could provide the coordinates to his resting place, or directions at least.
I have no use of deceased fleshbound. Just wondering about the circumstances of the third. If he is deceased, this group has been fairly honest and open. A key ingredient to at least establishing some sort of tentative alliance.
Indeed.
He's dead as far as I know. He seemed pretty split down the middle from a giant agricultural machine. We buried him.
I'm pretty sure that there was like some kind of fundamental autopsy performed by Kaushik and Otto as well, right?
Right.
He has been autopsied, he'd better fucking be dead.
It was all a trick!
He will be, at least for a little while. No. So.
Wonderful. Then I shall be open and honest with you. Your compatriots are sent here to spy on me. Their intentions, whether it be now or later, to report back. And unfortunately for them now, they have seen much. Granted, location is not much of a problem for us as we can move amongst the moorlands as we please. But to report back no findings of a machine capable of such a thing, there only needs to be one of them.
Yet you brought us here to your vessel.
Indeed.
If you wish it to remain secret, then why?
My location does not matter, and there are already rumors of Warforged Colossi that roam the moorlands. Keeping the majority of intruders out of here, the monstrosities and the aberrations and demonic forces that roam the moorlands are far enough. Most fleshbound will die long before they get here, hence why you have piqued my curiosity. However, missions to come out here, to spy, negotiate, fight, whatever the case is. I do not want men to be more of, and I do wish to discourage them. However, it only takes one to tell that story. You will take these stories back to New Kyrie. You will report that we have nothing and that you have found nothing. And what happens to spies? You can choose which one of you leaves here.
He addresses to Venoria and Gabriel.
So you would kill one of them just to prove a point that you are all monsters of the wasteland, only built for violence.
I would kill one of them, so when I take the other to the edge of the moorlands, it would be more efficient to do so. Yes.
Your efficiency sounds like an excuse for slaughter.
And furthermore, we are in the process of heading to the edge of the moorlands now. It would be no difficulty of yours and no additional work. The height of efficiency for you.
And if you are concerned of more than one messenger getting out, while it not be to my taste, if you will be willing to grant mercy, I could wipe the memory of this past year from one of them, and you would not need to be concerned about it any longer with one of them, if you grant them their life.
It is not a matter of brutality nor mercy.
He looks to Otto.
But you would keep deceivers or spies amongst your company to escort them out safely.
I do not appreciate the deceptions that they have pulled. But all lives are valuable. They are currently of no threat to us or to you. The right thing to do is to try to preserve life. Be it these flesh-bound, and gestures at the small assassin, or Warforged. The Shining Vanguard protect all.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, not my best.
You've had several people accompany you in it. You can roll it at advantage.
Hell yeah! Okay, I will be Flash of Geniusing. I'm just coming up with how I'm justifying the Flash of Genius for this particular one. He is going to no, he said no magic, so we will not be doing that. I was gonna do like a little slideshow. He'll ask permission. If I may, a small display. With your permission, of course.
So be it. I am interested in your capabilities, but please do keep in mind of where you are.
It is just a cantrip. He is going to be using Minor Illusion to kind of slideshow, basically that, the making sure to include some of the instances of Warforged being involved as allies, and just protecting and saving people while he speaks. Kind of the opening theme for the Shining Vanguard,
Okay.
which will bring it to, I think I have a +1. Let's see.
Before he presents
Yes.
the speech, I'm going to pat him on the shoulder and be like, "You've got this, Otto. I believe in you."
Is that a bardic inspiration? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's
No.
a D12, right?
No,
No
he
bardic
just wanted to
inspiration,
say it.
No, I just wanted to be like, "You got this, man.
Oh,
I believe in you."
It's
Just
actually
trying to up
psychic
the morale.
lance.
Psychic lance, holy shit.
That'll be 21 with the Flash of Genius.
And the Bardic?
Oh wait, I did get a Bardic?
You did get a Bardic. Yes,
Oh.
yes,
He's
you
got
got a
it.
D12.
I'm sorry, my deception is such a high
Little
score
sigil.
that you believed it. I apologize.
That'll be a 28 with the
There
Bardic.
we go.
I do not have to spare the machines to do so. Take them as you see fit. Watch your back, machine. If they are here to spy or steal from us, the cogs only know what they might do to you.
I trust the Shining Vanguard implicitly, but perhaps you are right, and caution should be exercised elsewise. He says, looking at Venora.
You are obviously all very capable to get this far. And if anyone is going to give the Fleshbound the end they deserve, it will not be through madness and more flesh. Any alliance is based on trust and honesty, as we've established. Establish that further with me. You head east to Metrol. Am I correct?
Nah.
That's true.
Excellent. The city of Metrol is a dangerous place. Some madman has already taken place deep within the city. He holds an illusion over the city. Those that go in do not come out. And I am tired of sacrificing machines to go in there. He has equipment in there that I want. He is using it to power his experiments, and that is all I have. I cannot tell you where he is exactly, other than it is within the central city districts. Find my equipment. Send it back to me and you'll have your alliance. Do we have a deal?
Does this alliance include assisting in the conflict with Zoriat should it become necessary?
That is the basis of the agreement.
Excellent.
So we do have a deal.
Turns to look at the rest of the party.
Is there anything that this madman has that you're looking for in particular?
Indeed.
Would you divulge what that is?
A sister of the very vessel that you are on, complete and intact.
Insight check, just in case.
Yeah, that sounds like something I don't want this guy to have. What the fuck?
Does Otto know if Warforged Colossi are as sentient as their smaller smaller counterparts?
Yeah. No, they are not.
They're not? Okay.
No.
Big mech.
Correct.
17.
17. What are you trying to insight check?
To see if that is the only thing that he is after.
I mean, the ulterior motives that he has had have come to pass. Talking about with your companions here. So he seems to be like keeping to the very open and direct path of communication at this point.
We plan on heading east to Metro anyway, if we can. If it's not too much of a hassle for us to make it through there, or if we make it out at all. If we manage to defeat this individual, you will probably have more knowledge than anyone else to operate the Colossi against the forces of Zoriat.
Not to mention, you have a sizable and capable force. You are accustomed to hardship. I believe a valuable ally, and against a nearly insurmountable opponent.
But I know you're no fool. If you take to the field in the functional Warforged Colossi, you'll probably draw a lot of attention. So let's all play nice together, during the war and after.
Indeed.
We can speak of what comes
How are we
afterwards.
I would very much like that.
How do you want us to send it back?
Snaps his
Drive
fingers. Do what?
So we drive it.
No, we do not.
Give me a motorcycle.
That'd be fucking sick.
Snaps his
Give me a
fingers.
motorcycle.
Tow it.
Saber brings out a thin strip of paper about this long, and it looks like a string of numbers on it.
Input this code when you get to the machine. There are system machines that will bring it to it. No need to pilot, no need to come back further into the moorlands. It will send it all direction.
Alright.
It will behoove you to not forego this mission. The scientists, from what our scouts have told me, is of the same fleshy types that crawl from the depths of Zoriat. Aberrations crawl through that city now.
Well, it looks like serendipity then. You just happen to get the guys that are best equipped to take care of those assholes fall into your doorstep.
Coincidence. Maybe. Fate. Possibly. Assuming your motives are what they say they are, and you got here how you say you did.
If I were to lie, I wouldn't make up such a stupid lie.
Not to
It does seem
mention,
rather lengthy.
not to mention, a deception while surrounded by this many opponents sounds unwise. To be caught in such a deception would be certain death.
I'm just trying really hard not to make any belly of the beast puns.
I am glad we've gotten so well acquainted now. And that we have common foes.
I would ask you one more thing.
We are tentative allies. Please ask away.
You say you do not wish for the fleshbound to fall to those made of madness and flesh. What is your intent here within the Mournlands, gathering weapons of war?
What weapons of war do you see around you?
I just look up at the ceiling of the thing that we are in.
We must have a home. We have found it. It is in a bit of disrepair without its legs. And
I
thus
find
we are
your
exposed to the
commentary on the
elements.
fleshbound meeting the end they deserve concerning.
As you should.
It's not.
We do not have to see eye to eye for all of time.
Then it is good, I suppose, to know that we will one day be enemies.
It is possible.
If you come for all fleshbound, then it is inevitable.
We're all friends here today. That's all that matters. I would like Warforged to not be known as Warforged.
Again, we have found common ground, as we do not like that word here.
I apologize. I'm ignorant.
Forged for war, a singular purpose. Imagine being given sentience and then only one purpose. Defending life as it may be.
Sorry. My father simply referred to me as an automaton within my knowledge bases.
An automaton with a singular purpose of defending those around you. Do not seek other purpose. Secondary, tertiary.
Originally, I was written for combat. However, the built-in drive to pursue that was disabled. I've been encouraged to seek out my own purposes. It has been entertaining and fulfilling to Jesus, I cannot speak today. It has been entertaining and fulfilling to seek that out. My current interest is music.
He's getting better.
He'll gesture at probably like the weird pegboard string instrument he had crafted. I require much more practice. My Uncle Crowley has been attempting to assist me.
Perhaps our creators are not so different if he designed you for war and put that purpose onto you. Maybe they are. As I said, you seem unique.
All beings are unique. I am perhaps simply more evidently so.
Unfortunately, we are not unique in the eyes of all.
Perhaps the future will prove differently.
One way or the other.
I hope to one day change your mind. Today we can be allies, to maybe tomorrow friends.
You have given me either very, very complex lies about why you are here. You've been open and honest with me. I'm going to choose today to believe the latter. Fleshbound, it seems you do not seem as horrible as some that I have met on and off the battlefield.
The world is full of horrid people.
Under
It
the
is also
common ground.
It is also full of good ones.
Perhaps we are now off common ground that quickly.
Well, I'm kinda at a loss of what to do here. Normally, since we've gotten off on such a great foot, I would suggest food and drink, but I guess we'll just bid you a good evening and head east.
I would have a question. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I would have a question of you, Mr. Lord of Blades, if you would have it.
It's a bit repetitive to have Mr. Lord. It's two different titles. You can just... Anyways.
Very well. Your aftermarket parts, as it would seem, unless you are originally a model designed for the original conflict. Incredibly sophisticated, impressive, and detailed. Is it work that you do yourself? And he will probably rattle off some technical jargon about what he's, seen.
Indeed it is. It seems that the work that you have done is custom as well. Yours or your makers.
My father crafted most of the parts, although I have been imparted with the knowledge and learned more about how to do work myself.
I ask again. If you are now more comfortable with me, I would love to take a look.
What is it specifically that you would like to see?
Your inner design. I have a curious mind. I always have. Efficiency changes. I am curious about all. I am intrigued by your very existence.
Would you bear me the same courtesy? You can see him physically stop himself from saying Mr. before saying Lord of Blades.
Perhaps it is best we go our separate ways without more knowledge of each other then.
He's shy.
Very well.
As you can understand, I may have secrets that I need to protect.
You have been given great reason to require privacy. I understand and respect that.
One last question. Since your troops seem to be able to navigate the moorlands with no problems, perhaps you could send us with an escort to get us there more quickly.
Miss Pip, I believe that causing him no risk of troops or expense of resources was part of the deal to allow us to depart with our companions. Side-eyeing Venora.
Yeah, also, I feel like probably it's a little louder from the seismic scale. So maybe we don't want to have a quite as much of a fanfare coming into a city full of mad Zoriat illusionists.
On top of the reasons that your friends have given you, we do not navigate the moorlands without problem or issue. We simply persist.
In that case, before we depart for mutual reasons, do you have any information you can impart upon us about this illusionist that could assist us in overcoming him?
Unfortunately, I do not have too much information for you, other than the aberrations crawl through the streets, or things that you would see in the moorlands, but in greater concentration for whatever reason. The buildings themselves, in some spots, have eyes. Watching.
Understood, and thank you.
Is the Shining Vanguard going to depart at this point? Or is there anything else you'd like to say?
I have nothing else to say. I just would like to say, from the time I finished speaking, like his and my exchange finished, and until the time we walk out, I want to spend that entire time committing every detail about the Lord of Blades to memory, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Fucking Ian said, both my characters hate this motherfucker.
This dude said that he wants to annihilate all, that he basically all but said that he wants to annihilate any organic beings. That's my people, enemy.
He said he would consider it. He said
he said he would consider nuking the world. He said that the Fleshbound, the end they deserve, is not at the end of is not by the hands of Zoriat. Enemy.
Speaking of memory, thanks to keen mind, what was the name of the little assassin?
The Lord of Blades referred to the little assassin as Zashi.
Zashi.
It's not quite Wily, so Darn.
That's
That's a good guess.
The only thing that Otto would say or do before leaving would be to tell Zashi, "It is most excellent to see you again. Please remain safe." And then to thank Saber for leading them safely here for the meeting.
Anybody else?
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
There is no response from anybody else in here.
I get the feeling that everybody else in this room, aside from Saber and the Lord of Blades themselves, seem probably a lot more hostile. Or maybe not. I don't know. That's the vibe I got from this fucking situation. Was like, they're not attacking us because they were told not to.
I don't think that's a bad insight.
Yeah. With
Our
that,
town
I
is
would like
doing
to
his
lead
best
the
to seem
back.
completely at ease.
I lied. Right before leaving the room, Otto will turn and say, "Should the future allow it, I would quite like to meet you again."
Any machine has a home here. Any machine is welcome to find its purpose with us.
We'll just nod and continue.
Very well.
I'd like to take up the back, but so that nobody got anybody who might be a little trigger happy. When I try to yoink one of our fucking NPCs.
Surely. Go through the corridors of the Carnslayer, moving once more away from the Lord of Blades, down through this Warforged Colossus. You were led back to your tank bus and inside.
Woo!
Boy, I'm going to use
We
that
made
sending
it.
stone to let Gandalf know all about our adventures down here. Oh, it said Card Slayer right on the arm. That's crazy, huh?
On the other arm, it just says, "I love Mom."
Hell yeah! I love my mama. I knew. See, Gandalf can find common ground with the Warforged. They also love their mama. She also
So-
tried to help.
Actually, I don't know about all that.
Yeah. You load up onto the tank bus, Gabriel, Venora in tow as well. You guys start out into the evening once more, continuing your way east. Warforged do not follow you. You don't have any sense of a tail or anything, just a string of numbers. Bit of a quiet ride as Venora just sits there, stews, unless anything has anything else to say. Let's see.
Back of the seat in front of Venora, facing her, and just look at her.
She gives you cold stare right back, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh boy.
Can I leave a question with Venora for our ending?
No.
Because she said they wanted to negotiate for the weapon, right?
Mhm.
With the blades. I just want to end it with, why would Nukai wish for the weapon that did this?
And we'll see you next time on Across Eberron. Thank you
But,
guys
you
for
know-
joining us. We appreciate you. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. We're gonna pick back up here next week, Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check us out. Drop a follow if you haven't yet. Glad you joined us. Make sure you donate to Extra Life. Do the lawful kind thing.
Open them heart wallets.
Open them heart wallets. We are gonna raise some folks, but before
Hell
we do, also
yeah.
October 4th. Did I get the date right? October 4th, the first
Yeah.
Wednesday of October. We're doing our Whispers in the Dust campaign, DM'd by our wonderful Ian /
Dab.
Gandalin / Brune Gandalin Nian, something like that.
Gandaloon.
Gandaloon.
That's a weird mix mashup. Like,
So yeah, we're gonna do that. Come check us out. That's gonna be Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come check us out. Drop a follow if you haven't. Drop a sub if you're feeling it in your heart of hearts. We're gonna raid some friends over at let's see here. I guess we'll do the normal folks for Saturday, and we'll do Dice Legends. So, is that it? Did I hit everything? I hit all the talking points and stuff? I think so. Donate to Extra Life.
LinkedIn and Facebook.
We don't have either of those, and we don't have probably anything else that's gonna be shouted out for the next 5 seconds.
LinkedIn.
or do we?
Twitter, TikTok, Discord, all those
Grindr.
wonderful things. Much love, guys. Bye.
YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube. We do have a YouTube. We have that. Much
And
love.
a little
Bye.
bit of Spotify. A little bit of Spotify.
Yeah,
Switch it
man.
up on 'em.
Little bit of
Switch it
Spotify.
up on 'em.